Hey guys, we're RiggyRob
Hi.
Pimmsy and welcome to Animal Crossing, and we're also going to be doing the Happy Homes Paradise DLC. And
Animal
look,
Crossing.
Pimmsy's back.
Hitting rocks with a shovel. 101.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a hot minute, hasn't it?
It has been a while, yes. But Animal Crossing had the Happy Homes DLC update.
Yeah, and I'm into it.
And Pimmsy was like, oh yeah, I really like the idea of that. So I was like, yeah, sure, might as well.
I have already. You didn't get Reese.
Reese. No, we do have Reese. He's over there.
I say you didn't get him.
So basically, we have quite a few
Oh,
Animal Crossing amiibo. What's up?
no, start to sing to me.
Oh. Wednesday, huh? Mulligatawny.
Such a trivial conversation.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Oh,
I
so
think
cute.
the Mulligatawny might be a Thanksgiving thing, but they call it Turkey
Thanksgiving
Day
is
in Animal Crossing.
5th of November?
Sorry?
4th of... I don't know.
Remember the 5th of November?
Oh no, that's not Thanksgiving.
No, it's not.
When's Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving is on the last Thursday of November, I'm pretty sure. Hence
Tomorrow?
why it's tomorrow, yeah.
Oh.
Let's just double check that, because obviously us UK heathens don't know anything about it. No, it is 25th of November.
Well, it's kind of giving thanks to being away from
From the UK,
us.
yes,
Isn't it?
correct.
So
It is
why would
indeed.
we know about it?
Yeah,
We
exactly.
just try and passively avoid that.
Mm-hmm. So Pimmsy went ahead and did a whole reset of her entire island,
Yeah,
so it
so
looks
it's really
very
bare.
different.
It's really bare. I need to like do the whole thing. I'm gonna do like a whole city, including slums. And
What? Why?
well, you've got to have the rich and the poor.
No, you don't.
Yes,
you
we're
can
gonna
have a
socially-
utopia.
We're gonna socially divide everybody.
Socially divide everyone. So you're gonna get actual segregation.
I'm gonna do markets as well. So,
Markets,
but I haven't got all
okay.
the stuff for it. So like, I need like, oops, little houses. What was that?
I have no idea. I assume you knocked something off.
No, something fell off that thing.
Off that thing? What's that thing?
The table.
Oh, if it's off the table, then it should be fine, because there's nothing really majorly on there. So, it should be alright. So yeah, so you go into a Happy Homes Paradise DLC thing now. Yeah.
Why do you want me
Pimmsy...
to?
No, we can do. Pimmsy is understandably very fidgety, because she can't stay still. She's very excited about Happy Homes.
It's really
DLC.
fun. It's really
Yeah.
fun. Oh, should I show what I've done so far? I'll give you
Yeah,
guys
you
a
might as well.
tour of
Because
Turbulent
Pimmsy has been very busy over the last couple of days.
I haven't
doing
been
it.
very busy. I've been somewhat busy.
Very time wasting. Ooh. I have never seen that Animal Crossing character before.
Who are you?
Oh, that's Marina. He's a very common Animal Crossing character to have. Well, I have never seen Nico before.
Nico is...
Yes, I'm saying I've never seen them before.
I wonder if this is fun.
Where do you want to go?
Right, so I've done a few.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think I've done about 5. Oh, I've done more than 5. Never mind. So I've got
How many have you done?
a few.
Is that 9?
So I've got 2 facilities.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got Man-Met.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
And I've got Paradise Planning, which is what the one... So I've got school,
Yep.
turned into like a lecture hall,
Mm-hmm.
and Paradise Planning. Oh, I've just gone off it. I should have
Yes, you
pressed
have.
R.
Bum, bum.
No change.
Yeah, this is why I kind of dropped Animal Crossing, is that, oh, it takes so long to get to do stuff, because it takes ages. Like, this is just a loading screen, it's not even
Yeah.
that, it's just like, I
So-
want to do more stuff.
I downloaded this app where I can track like all of my items as well. So I picked all the fun ones.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get to do all the boring ones today. Yay! So I've done a painting school, Castle of Cold, theme park.
Mm-hmm.
A padded ring for romping, which sounds kinkier than it is.
Yes, it does actually.
Portal to the Land of Nod, which is a very boring room. Never mind. My Pretentious Palace, which was, you want to be surrounded by riches, so I naturally made him a weed drug lord. My Mushroom Forest, which is the most boring one, but it was one of my first ones, and I didn't really know
what was
what
going on.
Well,
yeah.
no, I didn't really know what to do with it, and
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of improvised with it a lot.
Yep.
Personal Picnic Park, which again is a bit shit. Classical Estate, which is brilliant, I love it. And My Relaxing Reading Room. That was the very first one.
Yeah.
And it was very...
It's very IKEA of
In fact,
you.
I think I even did these in this order. So I think it's going from...
First to last in chronological order.
Not in chronological...
19 of 11?
Going from last to first in chronological order.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That isn't what you said.
Chronological order can be either way.
You said first to last. See, this is the very first one because I didn't...
Nothing on the outside.
Yeah, you couldn't do the outside at the time. But I can now, but I don't want to redo this right now.
You want to move on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, because I think you can unlock like additional rooms and floors and stuff if you do more. So the more I do. So anyway, this is the first one I did. This is Eloise. Very chic.
There's no bed.
You can sleep on the couch. You wanted a reading room? In theory,
I guess, yeah.
In theory, she has more rooms to her house.
I guess, yeah. You were designing the single room. You've not had to design multiple rooms yet, have you?
No.
So, fair enough.
So yeah, this is her reading room, which is I kind of wanted to go for like sort of, you know, one of those quirky bookshop kind of places.
A little cubby hole to hide away in.
Yeah, basically. So it wasn't very good, but you know, it was my first one.
And of course, you got the little poster picture at the top right as well when you take a photo.
Yeah, they do like a little tour, and then you kind of like have to snap it as you go. Well, you don't have to, but
I know that this is Animal Crossing. It takes you all the way back to doing every single one. You really want to show off all of your homes? You can do. I don't mind.
Right, well, you could see the pictures. I'll tell you what, I'll show you the wrestling one because you can't really see that in the pictures. So I'll show you again.
Again. I want to visit the home. All the time. Not just some of the time, all the time.
So you can see most of them. You can't see everything in that one, and that one is cute, but
yeah.
But you can see pretty much everything.
You get the vibe, but the padded ring for romping is basically just their expression, and they're facing the wall, so it's not like the greatest advertisement for it.
I actually also need to change the setting because I want to make it dark. Because you made a very good point. This shouldn't be in the light.
Here we are at Stinky's vacation home.
Hilarious. What's this? Oh, sorry. Yes, it is.
Ah, okay. What did that say about Amiibo? Oh, it might be an invite Amiibo characters to come to the vacation home.
You know, I don't think I can change it. Never mind. Anyway, I was going to change it to the dark, but I can't. Yeah, this is the outside. So you've got the prep area here, where you can sit and sell tickets and stuff, and then DJ and stuff like that. And barbecue, because, you know, food. So this is the outside. And then on the
Stinky's
inside...
coming! Stinky was coming to see you.
This is the inside. This is a caged arena. You've got the caged wrestling ring, and then prize money, and a microphone, and then the judge's bell.
So where's Bonesaw?
Pardon?
Bonesaw.
Bonesaw? What are you on about?
He's the wrestler from Spider-Man.
Is he?
He says, I've got 3 minutes.
I know.
And you ain't going nowhere. Because it's Randy Savage. It's an actual wrestler that they managed to get into the film.
Really?
Yeah.
I
haven't
seen that.
Wrestlers are actors anyway, so it doesn't really make no difference to them. They get paid either way. You're like a pro designer.
I was going to watch Spider-Man 2.
But it's not on Netflix.
Spider-Man
1, Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 1, Amazing Spider-Man 2, but not Spider-Man 2.
They also have Spider-Man, the Marvel ones, like the Homecoming and stuff like that.
Homecoming and
just not Spider-Man 2, so it's like, well, I'm stuck. I'm not going to watch the other ones until I watch that one, because do it in order.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I should mention that I don't have Happy Homes Paradise DLC. We actually ended up getting the expansion pack membership. So Pimmsy can technically play Nintendo 64 games, but she doesn't play old games, so... Well, not the ones that people would like, just the ones that she likes, which are bad and don't work anymore.
I want to... whatever.
You want to what?
I want to play the games that I like.
Yeah. The ones that are bad, then you remember. So anyway, so are you going to do a new home now?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes, I am.
Because this is my like first experience of seeing it, you know, during the progress.
Yeah, well, it's always at night because I never do it during the day because, you know.
Also, don't ask why Pimmsy's blue. Makes no sense.
Dabba die. A place where I can fish to my heart's content.
A giant ball around.
Okay. Yes, because he's a cow.
Yeah.
What do you want?
See, that's fairly
That's
standard.
a
You
fun
can
one.
you can do lots of stuff with that. A secret base.
Okay.
So are these villages randomly generated then?
Schoolhouse. I've already.
You've
done
already
a
kind of done a
schoolhouse.
school, so.
Okay. Yeah, they are kind of randomly generated. I'm just really quickly gonna go and see if there's anybody up here because they might give me stuff. Sometimes they give me stuff.
Lots of people. Oh, you already did her. Okay. Oh, that's how you do the
shit,
remodel.
Bollocks.
Ah, you got stuck into it now.
Balls! Well, I can show you this one.
Yeah, exactly. We're here now.
It's not very good though. It's the mushroom one.
Yeah, it's kind of a winter wonderland in some ways.
No, my winter wonderland's really the one with the ice.
Well, you got ice everywhere here.
Yeah, mushrooms.
Why wouldn't it be a jungle or a forest?
The only reason I could do mushrooms is because you can't put trees on ice.
Right. Okay.
So this was the bed one.
There's a fireplace next to the bed. I think that's a health and safety hazard.
It's facing the opposite.
It doesn't matter which way it's facing. Where does the fire go?
Happy.
Just imagine actually going to a house and they're like, oh yeah, there's a fireplace at the foot of the bed. Not on the wall opposite the bed, at the actual foot. You'd be a bit concerned. It's fine.
It's cute. Better than putting an actual fire in the house, which you can do.
Yeah, I can imagine you can do campfires and stuff.
You can.
Yeah.
We can just do open fires. And fire pits. And volcanoes. You can put volcano in the house.
A working volcano? I didn't think so.
I think it's a working volcano. I've put volcanoes in.
Yeah, but is it an actual volcano or is it like a school project volcano?
What's the size of the character?
Well, there's lots of things that are the size of the characters in this game.
What do we do? Rolling a giant ball, fishing, or beneath the sea?
Well,
I don't really
sea
want
and
to do.
fishing
Oh, secret base might be good.
Yeah, secret base could be creative.
Sea and fishing.
Sea and fishing are kind of similar.
No, they're completely different.
Okay, sure.
Fishing, you do like a boat and stuff like that. But fishing, but you're underneath the sea. So one's at the top of the sea, one's under the sea.
Yeah. You have a Jamaican crab singing to you.
So secret base, like the idea of.
Yep.
Or fishing.
Well, it's up to you. You know, you are the master of your own destiny in this. Oh, you want to do fishing?
Kingfisher as well.
I can't tell.
It's a bird of some sort, but I can't
Well, yeah, it's obviously a bird of some sort, but it doesn't, like, there's no distinctive, like, differences to say this is a pheasant, this is a woodpecker, this is a kingfisher.
Boat.
Yes, there is a boat.
I'm gonna do Life of Pi situation.
Oh, you're gonna get a tiger in?
If they have one, it might just have to be a teddy bear, but you know. Okay, so we want.
Oh, they all live on the same place with each other, right?
No, they don't. You can pick a place.
Yeah, I know, but what I mean is the top right is where the mushroom forest is, isn't it?
Yeah.
You decided to put it in the ice place.
Yeah. You want
even though that makes no sense for mushrooms.
No, because it wasn't. She didn't want a mushroom forest. She wanted a cozy place to sleep.
Ah, right. Okay.
So I put her up there because you can get really cozy, icy. You have to.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But I was also restricted to what I could actually use because it only gives you certain things. So, plus I've just started. So yeah.
Well, I imagine they'll let you move people around because it would be really annoying if the people were stuck where they were. But this is why I was asking before about it's currently autumn now, but the Happy Homes Paradise DLC just chooses whichever season they want.
Yeah, so you can pick it. So pick
Best
a
of
place
luck.
with 2 piers, because I figured that that's probably where you would fish.
That's probably where you dock a boat, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm so pumped.
Oh, okay.
Decorating mode!
They don't normally give you stuff to use outside.
Well, I mean, that's what you did with the Mushroom Forest.
Ah, it's a boat. I thought they
Well,
might
yeah.
do that.
So,
So, yeah. So, first of all, let's choose which sea.
well, I mean, to be fair, summer is going to be the most common one you to go fishing
It
for.
is true.
Unless you're specifically doing ice fishing, but then you wouldn't be here.
Time.
You'd probably go, like, midday, if anything.
You don't want to go in the siesta because normally people go fishing in the morning, don't they?
I don't know. If we have anyone who is a fishing expert, let us know, but...
Okay, so... Oh. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Can I put this?
In the water! No! That would be too ingenious of the game, wouldn't it? You can put it right at the end of the pier, yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't think I do.
No.
I think I quite like it.
To be fair, it does have the tarpaulin on top of it as well, so it's basically a boat that's not in use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, I think you can take the tarpaulin off.
Can you?
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Oh.
A rusty boat. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's why it's not in the water.
Because it's broken. Okay. So, what else can we get? Let's have a look. Well, we're obviously going to put some of these in because aren't really not with fishing.
True. I mean, depends on which way you're
Standard, isn't it?
fishing off the pier.
Go for blue and go really like ocean.
I guess. I mean, it's a chair. I can't think of what kind of coloured chairs people have when they go fishing. It's
Tend
just
to
like,
use the green ones,
yeah,
don't
it's
they?
usually green.
Yeah, it's normally
Standard,
that one, isn't
standard
it?
green.
Well, actually, no, it's normally with the black frame, isn't it? That's pretty standard, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got the chair. We're gonna put tools outside? We could put tools outside, I guess.
I mean, you wouldn't have tools outside. A lighthouse? Make sure you don't crash.
Not on the pier though, that wouldn't look right, would
Yeah,
it?
it goes near the house.
Do you
Because
think?
obviously you're trying to warn people that...
But wouldn't you put it down here?
You'd put it as far, like, close to the land as you can, yeah. Because you're trying to warn people not to crash into you.
Or we could put it there. It looks good there, doesn't
You know,
it?
we recently watched The Lighthouse. That's a weird film.
That is a
but
really
it is
weird
good.
film.
You know, Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson in black and white.
It's just
It goes
weird.
places.
It's just really strange.
If you haven't seen it, I recommend watching it. It's not too long. It's worth watching, I would say.
Be safe.
It is not the most active film though, so you do have to sort of.
Concentrate.
Well, it's not even concentrate.
It's
It's just
a horrible film. I think
it's a slow burn. That's what it is. It's a slow burn.
that's an understatement.
Oh yeah, fishing container next to the thing.
Absolutely.
Is your chair facing the right way? Like
Hmm?
you're facing inwards. Do you not want to be facing outwards?
What, like, so we're actually fishing? Like that?
Well, yeah, like, you know. You
No,
can't
we
get
don't
any
really
closer to
want
the end,
that,
can you?
Hmm?
You can't get any closer to the end, can you?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay.
But we won't be able to get in then.
True, yeah. Because it's not a chair that you can go into the side of, you have to go up and around.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Would you have like an ice bucket?
Hmm?
Would you have an ice bucket outside as well?
Could do. Just gonna put some fishing rods out, you know, just,
Yeah.
as if they're like. Actually, would you? Should we put them like over here?
Well, you
Stop.
could either have a fishing rod by itself right at the end of the pier, because you're like doing, you know, automatic fishing in some ways. And then when you see the line go, you're like, oh, I need to run over there, and then you either jump over the pier or you run to the next thing.
Got you. Okay, let's do that. I like that. Like this, you
Yeah.
mean?
So it's pointing into the water.
You mean...
Yeah,
This?
you'd have like a couple of them. Although it doesn't look
Like
right when
that?
they're facing the wrong way. Oh no, yeah, that's fine.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Look shit like that though, don't
Well,
they?
it's because they're tools that are being placed, they're not tools that are being actively used.
You need the fish to catch the buggy, the nets. I don't like it now. God, I'm like... Okay, so... Fence. That next
That's
to the
going to
chair.
stop you from going into the chair, isn't it?
No, because it's an item,
Oh, okay.
so you can walk over it.
Fair enough, fair enough. Some booties!
The booties outside the house.
Oh, yeah, you definitely have like a waterproof outfit to go outside. Because, you know, fishermen are weird like that. They like to go outside when it's raining.
Yeah, but wouldn't you be wearing it as opposed to keeping it outside?
I don't know.
It's on a mannequin then, it wouldn't look right.
No, I guess not on a mannequin.
Out, because that looks cute. What else? You want an ice bucket? Because we could.
Yes, again, it is up to you. It is your home design.
Ours?
No, it's yours. You're the one that's been doing it over the last few days. It is your baby. It's your little creative
I just
project.
enjoy it. It's fun.
To be fair, this is basically the Happy Homes well, is it DLC? No, I think it's just Happy Home Designer from 3DS, but they put it onto Switch. And people are like, oh yeah, it's great. And it makes sense for it to be DLC to the Animal Crossing game rather than an actual game by itself. Because when are you going to take out Animal Crossing and put in Happy Home Designer? Yeah.
It makes sense doing it this way.
So, while we're, you know, Pimmsy's busy with her creations and everything, I figured that we would talk about the Game Awards, because it is almost time for the Game Awards. The nominees have been announced. I figured might as well have a little chat about them. So, the various categories are, and let's get up the page, shall we? Two categories. So we have Best Esports Event, Best Esports Coach, Best Esports Team, Best Esports Athlete, Best Esports Game. So that's like the first round of them. This is a bit of a weird one. Most anticipated game. It's like, how can you have an award for a game that's not out?
Breath of the Wild.
Considering as well that a lot of games that have been scheduled for 2021 were already delayed into 2022. So if there are games that are due to be in 2022, what's to say that they're not going to be delayed into 2023? So
Breath of the Wild 2's got to be up.
That to me makes no sense. I mean, I'll go through the individual nominees, but that seems a bit weird. There is Best Debut Indie Game, Content Creator of the Year.
I know what'll get debut indie game.
Do you know?
It Takes Two.
Maybe, we will see.
And did it come out this year? It did, didn't it?
It did come out this year, yes.
Do you think Fishermen Take Two don't?
Yeah, because when they lift the fish out, they're like, oh, look at the size of it, it's huge. There is Best Multiplayer Game, Best Sports and Racing Game, Best Sim and Strategy Game, Best Family Game.
It Takes Two is probably good.
Well, maybe, you don't know.
It's going to get loads of them,
It depends on what they consider a family game. Best Fighting Game, Best Role-Playing Game, Best Action Adventure, Best Action Game. That seems a bit weird. You've got Action Game and Action/Adventure Game. It's like, well, surely you should have Action Game and Adventure Game as separate categories. But it's because people call things action-adventure games, and it's like they've got really no other description to say for them. Best VR Game, Innovation in Accessibility, which I thought was an interesting category, because it's obviously like, you know, making allowances for people that are, you know, disabled in some ways.
Was it Walking Dead where they had noise, so you could turn it to less noise if you wanted to feel more comfortable? I can't remember.
I think The Last of Us 2 had quite a lot of accessibility options. Like, you get options for instant kills and invincibility, and there's also like the I think it's Last of Us 2 that you are thinking of. Is like it had the different options for people who are partially sighted. And
Yeah, I like that. Did it win any awards for that?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Need some
We've
rubbish.
got Reaper here.
Hi!
Remember the 24th of November. Hi, Pimmsy. Hello, Reaper. Thanks for joining the stream. How are you doing today? We're just going over the Game Award categories. So that was Innovation and Accessibility. There is Best Community Support. So I think it's just like games that have got an active fan base. Best Mobile Game. Best Indie. So, Best Indie and Best Debut Indie are separate. So I'm thinking Best Debut Indie is a game that has been made by a studio that has not made any other games. Best Ongoing Game, again that's like online MMO stuff. Games for Impact, which I thought was interesting. It's like, what would you consider impact? But we'll look into the games themselves.
Games for Impact would be something that's really made a difference, like Little Nightmares 2. Scared the shit out of me.
I don't know if that's an impact that they're referring to.
Do you mean like something that has like a lot of characters that have like say a hearing impairment, or like characters
maybe something like that.
Like a Black Panther
representation
game or
in games. Yeah.
Okay, right, I understand.
There is Best Performance, which is going to be things like motion capture actors being nominated. So Christopher Judge won one for Kratos in God of War. Best Audio Design, I think that's... So Best Audio Design is going to be along the lines of what you just said about, you know, designing things for people who are deaf or, you know, hard of hearing.
Yeah, because...
But it's not the same as Best Scoring Music, because that's a different category. There's Best Art Direction, Best Narrative, Best Game Direction, and of course, Best Game of the Year. Reaper says, some categories are stupid. There is a single category for strategy and simulation. I did notice that, because strategy games covers quite a lot, and I don't think it's covering turn-based strategy. So...
I mean, you know what I would vote for that?
For strategy?
Yeah.
What?
Fire Emblem.
Well, Fire Emblem didn't come out this year, so it's not eligible. It didn't come out in December of last year either.
Stardew Valley didn't I?
Nope. But yeah, we'll go through the different categories now.
No, that's not good, is it?
Oh, you were basic. Nah, that's fine. Okay, so Best Esports Event. So Best Esports Event is the 21 League of Legends World Championship, the International 2021. Again, that doesn't really describe what it was. PGL Major Stockholm. I don't know what PGL stands for, but it's probably relevant to the esports it was doing. The PUBG Mobile Global Championship in 2020, and the Valorant Champions Tour Stage 2 Masters.
What do you think?
In terms of esports? Well,
no.
The tire is a bit much.
You think?
Yeah, like, you're a fisherman. You're not, like, you know, living in a derelict place, are you?
Well, yeah, because all of my time is spent fishing.
I suppose, yeah. You just neglect everything else.
Yeah. That's why that's why my boat's in disrepair, because I've not got time to do it, because I'm too busy on this boat here.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Don't.
I am.
Waste all that work. Reaper says, Flight Simulators in the same category as Age of Empires, and they are very different games,
Age of Empires is so good.
I think the Game Awards has a problem with not recognizing particular categories very well.
Subnautica, was that out this?
No. Subnautica has been out for a while now.
I am not aware of what... I've already put these two in, which means I think I've already fulfilled the requirement. So...
Well, that's the thing. They have to make it able that children can do it. So they give you the 3 items and you just make sure, oh yeah, just make sure it's in the place.
Well, yeah, the problem is sometimes I don't want to use the 3 items. So obviously...
Oh, you can actually make the rooms bigger?
Yeah, so
I thought you were limited. Okay.
We don't want windows because we're going to be outside. You can also change, look, the entryway, right? So, wood, dark wood.
Oh, right, I see. It's in the bottom right corner. It's a little bit hard to see. But,
red carpet. Oh, that one. So I'm going to choose that one.
Yeah, makes sense.
Good. So, I think I'm going to go for... Do I go for Jaws? Or do I go for Life? I
thought you said you were going for Life of Pi to design it as like a tiger. Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it. Or I could do this as the inside of the ship.
That would be better, actually, because then you get a bit more creativity. You can design it like the Titanic. You know, you have all the band members gliding down the ship.
Yeah.
And you can also make it like a fancy chandelier
Or look.
room. Oh yeah, you can just make it like open sea.
The view like this. Could do the top of a boat.
Yeah, that
Like
works as well. Do a cruise ship kind of thing.
Could do a cruise ship. Would you fish on a cruise ship?
No, you wouldn't. Unless it was specifically set up for it, but no. Cruise ships are basically holidays for old people. Reaper says, there are 2 Spanish streamers as best creators of the year. One is 10,000 times better than the other. And Remus says, let's be honest though, 2021 has been a shit year for games, all of the delays.
Remus!
They need to fill those nomination lists somehow, just combine the categories.
In bloody ages, Remus.
It has indeed. Hello, Remus. How are you doing today? I'm going to swing from the chandelier, and 2021 was a shit year for game. Yeah, I mean, it was a noticeable decrease in quality because obviously COVID affected a lot of game productions, and most games that were due to be released in 2021 have been like, actually, we need a bit more time. Let's go to 2022.
Am I actually going for like a...
I don't know what you're going for.
I don't know either. That's why I was asking you. What are we doing?
You wanted to go for a... Oh, ship deck. You can make it like a pirate ship.
That was what I was thinking. That's what I'm saying. Do you want to go spa or pirate ship?
I think pirate ship is more interesting, but it's not as close to I want to go fishing, I guess.
Pirates have to eat.
Yeah, but you don't really see them fishing, do you? They're more like plundering other ships for their food. But either way, it works. Then we've got next year for games. We've got Elden Ring, Monster Hunter Rise for PC, Horizon, and God of War PC. I don't think you can technically count games coming out on PC as a new game for the categories. I don't think that's ever been applicable, to be honest. I mean, obviously Elden Ring and Horizon are new games outright, but I don't know. I don't think re-releases count, personally. But anyway, so going into the different categories. The next one was Esports Coach. So there's Silent, Eng, Blad3, Crowder, and K-Coma. So all those people, I have no idea who they are, but again, they're probably PC esports coaches rather than console players.
Do you reckon pirates would have like really fancy furniture on the deck?
Oh yeah. On the deck. I don't know.
I don't think they would on the deck, would they?
Well, you could always put a partition in and just like separate it to be the deck.
I could,
and
except
inside.
we're quite clearly outside.
Oh, okay.
Because if you see the thing, I'm just trying to think what they would have on deck.
Well, you'd have cannons, you'd have a mast, you'd have sails.
Cannons, yeah, but I don't know if I have cannons.
You've got the captain's wheel, you've got, nets, parrots.
I do have blowers. Do they count? They kind of look like cannons.
That might be the closest you'll get to a cannon.
Thing.
No, hang on. Doesn't the main game have cannons?
I've literally just started.
The main game?
I've just started the main game, so I haven't got all the items.
No, but you might have remembered from last time.
No, because I reset everything.
True.
So I don't have...
Not for the categories, the good games out there for everyone. Yeah, that's true. 2022 is better for everyone because of the new games coming out. That's fair.
I think that's as close as I'm going to get
Probably.
to a canon.
Yeah.
Personally, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. And I don't think you'll get much colour variation on that either.
No, you can literally just change the handles. I don't think I'm going to get much better than that. So that's going to be that.
Cool. Best esports team nominees are Atlanta FaZe, DWG-KIA, Natus Vincia or Vincere, Sentinels, and Team Spirit. So that's Call of Duty, League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Valorant, and Dota 2. Again, nothing relevant to us. I like the idea of this. Best esports athlete, judged to be the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2021, irrespective of game.
Oh,
a dormant volcano. So it's basically a mountain.
Well, let's do captain is gonna.
Oh yeah, that's going to be the the plunder, isn't it? Or is that going to be the actual captain at the head of the ship?
The captain at the head of the ship.
Right, fair enough, fair enough. Why would you call yourself this? So, best esports athletes nominees are Simp, Showmaker, Collapse, Simple, and Tens. I'm like, why would you call yourself Simp and Simple as like an esports name? Like, surely you can be more creative than that. Oh well. It doesn't say what games they are esports athletes in.
I'm not feeling this,
though.
you know, because the stuff that I have in my main game is not here, which is very annoying. Like, I have a wheel.
A captain's wheel?
Yeah, and it's not in here.
Well, he did say he wants to go fishing rather than, like, be a pirate. So maybe the items you get are different. Actually, is this based off of your inventory from the main game?
Both. It has special items just for him.
Oh, okay.
But also... Yeah, so I think I'm going to have to go with something different from just, like, fishing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go for...
Reaper says the name is because it's simple. That's like, yeah. I suppose if you're going to pick an esports name that's simple, just picking the word simple is fine. Best esports game, Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, Dota 2, League of Legends, Valorant. Again, it's all kind of over our heads. Most anticipated game. Alright, here we go. So, the nominees for this are Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Again, no name yet. No idea if it's actually going to come out in 2022. Oh, it could get delayed again.
No, they said that they're going to. I don't think they can go back on it again.
You don't know. They will push it as far back as it needs to be. And the last one is Starfield. So, Elden Ring has a dated release in February 2022. So that can be an anticipated game. I don't know whether God of War Ragnarok has one yet.
Okay, here we go. So, I'm going to have to put something around the bottom to hide the fact that it is currently not an actual boat. So, let's have a look. What are wave breakers?
They're the things that break waves. They crash upon... Waves crash upon the wave breakers to break them up and not cause as big a wave onto the mainland. So, when you see things like the tsunami in 2004, there are no wave breakers in the way. But putting wave breakers on like the sand and the shoreline can help stop the impact on the mainland. Is my interpretation of what a wave breaker is, because I've never actually seen one, you know, in action.
Okay, so we scroll up.
So, Elden Ring has a date in February 2022. Horizon Forbidden West has a date in February 2022. But Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel and God of War Ragnarok don't. And what about Starfield?
What can I put to hide the...
Oh, Starfield is 11th of November 2022. God, Todd Howard loves his November release dates for games. Like releasing Skyrim again in November 2021 for the 10-year anniversary.
No, I'm not feeling this at all.
No?
It's not got the stuff I want.
Alright, we'll just, you know, finish up, call it a day, and then just move on to a more interesting one.
I think, now let's take out the boat. Let's put more ice in.
Okay.
And then...
Balls.
Press B and it just makes everything.
Did you know Dark Souls won Best Game Ever at the Golden Joysticks?
Damn straight it should.
I mean, Best Game Ever is a pretty...
accurate representation. I completely agree.
No, I think it's like a game that came out in 2011, was
Blasphemy!
it?
Blasphemy!
Well, you're talking about 40 years of video game history, and it came out in 2011. Like, we're not talking about Super Mario Brothers, the first one, on NES. We're not talking about, like, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time or Super Mario 64 as, like, the first examples of 3D games. people might like Bloodborne better than Dark Souls.
I think it's because Dark Souls was like independent.
It's not independent though.
Was
No, it's not. From Software made games before. They made Demon Souls before Dark Souls. So it's not even that.
Yeah,
so...
and they didn't pick Demon Souls, did they?
Yeah. So I think that's a... I'm not sure about that golden joystick, to be honest, but whatever. All of the games are planned for 2022, I think. Basically, Nintendo doesn't say anything until they actually have something. We don't exactly know about Breath of the Wild 2 and Demon Souls Release 2. First, yeah. And From Software is Ace Combat. They've got Kingsfield. They've got lots of games that you wouldn't actually associate with From Software games. It's just like, over the last decade or so, they've been known for Dark Souls and Dark Souls-esque games. But yeah, there's like...
Because they're good at it.
Ragnarok and Breath of the Wild 2 could both get delayed past 2022, so I don't think you can actually have them as anticipated games. But anyway, that is the anticipated game category. Best Debut Indie nominees are The Artful Escape, The Forgotten City, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Fable, and Valheim. So, I might be wrong about this, but I thought Valheim had a really big explosion in popularity at the start of the year, and then has kind of dropped off a bit because obviously new games released, but people were really, really into Valheim at the start of the year. In terms of Best Debut Indie though, I'm not sure whether it's really fair to have Kena Bridge of Spirits in there, but I think that's probably going to be the most overall highest quality game there is. It depends on if it's based on like critics or if it's fans, because lots of people remember playing Valheim like, oh yeah, I liked my time with Valheim.
It's based on critics.
Oh, From Software have Armored Core, not Ace Combat. Fair enough. Okay. So then the next category is Content Creator of the Year. So, for a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community in 2021, we have Dream.
I think the girl that had name.
What's her name? Well, I'll let you know. There's only one girl on this list, so it might be the one you're thinking about. Fuslie or Fuzzly or Fuslie.
No, there's a girl that has tics. She has Tourette syndrome, and I've been following her, and she's great, and I think she's made a big impact because of the community that she represents.
Well, unless it's Fuslie, she is not on this list. But we've got Dream, Fuslie, Goals, Ibai, and Grefka. So Grefg. So that's probably just Grefg. So Grefka's
Was he not in that film with Ryan Reynolds?
No, I'm pretty sure none of these have ever been in any films.
The film about games with Ryan Reynolds.
I don't think they would have put a Spanish-speaking content creator in the film about games.
You should.
Are you talking about Free Guy?
Yeah, they put loads of streamers in that.
There was lots of so Pokimane, Jacksepticeye. There was a couple of other streamers as well included, I think. But yes, you're right. They did include some streamers, but not those ones. Dan TDM, Laserbeam, Ninja. These are the big name streamers. They're not the people that have had like the most impact in 2021, I would say. For this one, it's going to be hard to say. Ibai and Grefka are the Spanish streamers. Okay, so Goals is probably not. Is probably European rather than
Sleeping on the Ice. Bad idea, right?
Spanish specifically.
Bad idea.
Oh yeah, Sleep on the Ice is a terrible idea.
That's a terrible idea.
So, Ibai made the Balloon World Cup with PK. Oh, I did not know that. I do remember Grefka having the highest concurrent viewers on Twitch for a bit. Like, I think he had more than Ninja and Shroud and Summit1 and Dr. Disrespect. All of those people, he had the highest peak viewer count, I think. But I forget what it was for.
Right,
but I do recall the name.
Do you think I should put a boat or not?
Yeah, you might as well.
I could put it on the ice as if they're going to launch it.
Sure.
It's got wheels, so it's a bit annoying.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that's fine,
that looks pretty good, doesn't it? I'm not going to put... That would be a terrible idea. A lighthouse would never stay afloat on ice.
A lighthouse? No, I guess not. But that was Content Creator of the Year.
That's a better idea, hang on. We don't want ice chairs, because they would never have... They would never have time to carve ice. But
they're too busy fishing.
Get some camping.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll put some camp.
So, nominees for Best Multiplayer Game. For outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform. So here we've got Back 4 Blood, which is basically the Left 4 Dead 2, well, not knockoff, but alternative, I guess you'd say. Knockout City, which is the dodgeball game that we saw on Nintendo Direct, and we thought, oh, that looks interesting. And it's free to play, so people have been playing it, obviously. It Takes Two.
Baby.
Monster Hunter Rise. New World, which I think is, yeah, it's the new MMO from Amazon, which is an interesting choice. And Valheim. So, best multiplayer game is interesting, because it's like, are they going to be focusing on the games with the big player bases? So, Knockout City came out for free on PS Plus, Valheim came out on PC, New World is an MMO, obviously. Or are they going to be focusing on the more local multiplayer things? So, Monster Hunter Rise, you play with 4 people. It Takes Two, you play only with 2 people. And Back 4 Blood, you play with 4. I don't know who would win best multiplayer game, to be honest. That could go many ways. I think It Takes Two and Valheim may have the best chances, but Monster Hunter Rise
has got a really good chance.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Rise is probably up there. Ibai did the first interview with Messi once he went to BSG. Really? That seems strange. Why would he do that? Well, I guess there may have been like a deal with Messi and Ibai to be like, yeah, we're gonna have an interview and talk about moving to a different club. Knockout City is interesting, and New World shouldn't win anything. I can't say I know that much.
Which one's new?
It's an MMO made by Amazon, and
oh, it'll win then.
Well, I don't think it will, because
if it's made by Amazon, Amazon takes everything.
Not for awards. Not for awards. I do think It Takes Two will probably win best multiplayer game. Because out of the list, I think it's like, yeah, that's, you know, it came out fairly early in the year. People had a positive response to it. There's not been another game since it came out that has like blown people away. Next is Best Sports/Racing Game. So this is the snooze category for us. F1 2021, FIFA 2022, Forza Horizon 5, Hot Wheels Unleashed, and Riders Republic. Now I would want Hot Wheels to win, just because.
Because it's cool. Yeah.
Who cares about FIFA? Who cares about F1? Forza Horizon, I'm sure, is popular, but Hot Wheels, though...
You're biased.
Yeah, I don't care. I am.
And I admit it.
I don't care about those games. I think Hot Wheels should win just for the fun of it. Best Sim/Strategy Game. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. That's just a huge category, but... We've got Age of Empires 4.
So good.
Evil Genius 2 World Domination. Humankind, Inscription, and Microsoft Flight Simulator. So for this one, I have a feeling Microsoft Flight Simulator is going to be the one that wins Best Sim.
Really?
Because, well, it's the best sim game, I would say, out of, like, people who like flight sim games.
Why do you think it's going to win? Because
really
it's
like
the best game.
Well, no, because Age of Empires 4 is like, you know, it's an update to a game. Age of Empires 3.
Yeah, which means it'll have people that'll vote for it for nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly. But I think the critics had a much more positive response to Flight Simulator, and it's been more of a constant sort of overarching level of positivity, I would say.
I'm not going to put actual fish because I wouldn't.
Valheim also came out early in the year and had a positive reception for best multiplayer game. It did, but I think it depends on if it, like I said, if it's on critics or on fans. I think overall It Takes Two will win the best multiplayer. If it's based on critics, then it'll be It Takes Two. If it's based on fans, then there might be more fans of Valheim because obviously it's just had a bigger player base. New World is buggy. They literally disabled the shop because of a bug. The release was a chaos and lost in a month 50% of its playbase and keeps at a loss. Yeah, that sounds like an Amazon game for you.
So I have finished.
Okay. Let's see if let's see if Ace likes what you've done with the place.
I'm pretty sure you'll like.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the boat, you've got the camping chair, you've got the fish. It's basically what he's asked for.
I mean, it's not quite.
No, but
You didn't ask for him to be literally. But
that's close
what
enough.
can you do, hey?
Yeah. All right, let's see what Ace has got
Question
to say.
is, do you want it night?
I think in the daytime.
Or in the bright day. I kind of think in the day is saying that. I'd probably have to put some light.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you do it at night, you need lights. So.
What we got?
Losing 50% of the player base shortly after the launch apparently isn't unusual for an MMO. Oh yeah, most people are like, oh yeah, I'm going to try out an MMO, and then they just kind of drop it. It's why they do repeated free trials every now and then. Like, when a new expansion comes out, they'll say, oh yeah, you can buy the game, and you'll get the whole content up to that point for free. I know Final Fantasy 14 did it quite a bit. They're like, oh yeah, we're on version, what, 5.3 now? So they just make the different, all the different expansions like Eastward and Endwalker and whatever the names are, they just make them free to have or play for a bit. And you'll get like, oh, you can play World of Warcraft Classic for free up to level 20. And then after that you have to pay to get a subscription. But it's like, most people just want to play for level 20 and they'll be fine with it. So, that was Best Sim/Strategy. This is an interesting one.
They're all interesting.
Best Family Game. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform.
Animal Crossing!
Animal Crossing didn't come out in 2021. And the DLC doesn't count either, because it's DLC. So, It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstars, New Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, and WarioWare Get It Together.
I wouldn't have said any of those games.
What would you have said?
Oh no, did you say It Takes Two?
Yeah, It Takes Two is at the top.
So, I would have said It Takes Two.
I think It Takes Two will win the family game. It depends on like what they consider a family game. Like if it's basically a kid's game but the family can play it, then maybe New Pokemon Snap or Mario Party.
People really like Mario.
They do. But
Breath of the Wild will win something because I think it'll win most anticipated game because it is anniversary.
Right, so why would that matter for next year?
Because it's the awards this year.
I guess, but there's lots of people waiting for Elden Ring. And God of War. And
that
Horizon.
That is true. They're waiting for everything. Everything.
It has.
Am I putting...
Glow-in-the-dark stickers, maybe?
They are glow-in-the-dark.
Yeah, I know, they're glowing. Hanging light bulbs? Ooh. Just have it dangling in the ocean.
Well,
where's it connected to?
I have no place to.
Who knows?
Otherwise, it's gonna be really fucking dark.
Yeah, for best family game, it's like...
I don't want to light it all with lanterns.
You can tell they're kind of scraping the barrel a little bit when they've got 4 Nintendo games on best family game.
But Nintendo's the only
it's the only platform that does family games. Yes, I know.
That'll be bringing anything out.
Yeah, I know.
So what do you think? Do you think the last?
I think that's fine.
I do it in the day.
I would do it in the day personally, but I suppose if it's icy, then doing it at night is fine as well. I'm just gonna do.
No, you're completely right. I'm gonna take off the ceiling lights. They do look shit.
Okay, well. I'm just going to do a quick search for best family games. Of course, all the Nintendo stuff came up.
I wish that there was like just spots. If it was spots, then that would be much better. So do you think like this? Like this?
I would say the next one. Yeah, that's more of a chilly blue.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think then?
No, that's good.
Oh, no,
I am surprised.
I can't.
Why not?
There's no way to get to the actual ice.
Oh, right, you need to have a connecting thing. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, well, it doesn't make sense right now, does it?
No, I guess not. I'm surprised Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl don't count for best family game, which is a bit odd.
It's not really a family game, is it? Because you don't play with the family.
Yeah,
it's not
but
like...
you don't really play Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury with it. Well, actually, no, that's wrong. There's 4-player multiplayer in that game. Never mind. And WarioWare's got 2-player multiplayer. Oh yeah, they've all got multiplayer. That's why they're all on the list.
Family game. What I was saying.
No, new Pokemon Snap doesn't have multiplayer.
It's ready! Yay!
Does it have multiplayer? New Pokemon Snap?
Ace is totally not going to just stand on the ice.
Oh yeah, he's going to drift around. Yeah, new Pokemon Snap is a single-player experience, so that doesn't... Okay, well, whatever. But those are the nominees for Best Family Game. Let's have a look at Ace's fishing hole.
Not standing on the ice. There we go.
He's not a penguin, is he? No, he's got too big of a tail.
Excellent. Stop standing behind the friggin' boxes!
Why did you stack them all in the middle? Ah!
So happy. Should have polished things, but I didn't.
Make them sparkle.
You like it?
Yes, it looks good. The best secret hideaway. You didn't ask for a base. Can you ask him to pose for you in the pictures?
You can, but I'm not going to.
Nah,
I'm literally just going to select this photo because that's hilarious.
Cool. Reaper says, New World is also a game released by Amazon that owns a lot of stuff.
He's doing it!
He's doing the... No, of course not. You can't expect them to follow the path.
He's feeling icy though. He's eating an ice cream.
So, New World is a game released by Amazon that obviously own a lot of servers because of AWS. They released the game with a limited capacity, only up to 400,000 players. More than 1 million bought the game. Only after days of queues they expanded the capacity to 800,000. They also promised players to be able to transfer worlds in 2 weeks after release, to encourage players to create a new character in any other server instead of the one with their friends, but that was delayed and also buggy. Yeah, I don't have any faith that Amazon can release a working video game properly because they probably just don't understand it. It's why they just bought Twitch. It's like, yeah, just have Twitch do it and we'll get the money. Yeah? Ooh. Milestone. Oh, you did 10. Nice. Da-da-da.
Party!
Well, like I said before, we've got the amiibo, but you can only use the amiibo after you've made 20 homes, so I don't think we're going to be able to use them today. Da-da-da-da.
It's the most you said. Glass of juice.
Oh yeah.
Bullshit.
Holiday juice.
No, bullshit. That's a cocktail.
Holiday juice. Ta-da!
Jug. We like to drink with Lottie because Lottie is our mate, and when we drink with Lottie, she downs it all in. Oh, she's not doing it.
No.
Don't want to go out drinking.
There's only so much we can do. A bigger venue.
Party, 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 party.
An even bigger party.
I have a disco ball.
Ah.
Come on, let me make a club. Now hit a school. Let's get to the fun bit. Make it like a whole student union kind of area.
Maybe these characters were in Happy Home Design on 3DS. That's why I don't recognize them. I know Lottie, obviously, but...
I think they were, because I know he was.
Yeah, the manatee was.
I don't recognize
Lottie.
the monkey.
You don't recognize Lottie? Lottie is like one of the older characters. I forget what she was in before. I'll probably look that up.
I don't think I played the original one.
Oh no, I'm not saying she was in the original. I'm saying she's an older character.
I played the one in the city.
She made her first appearance in Happy Home Designer, so no, they're all new.
What was that? Full of shit?
What?
What?
You what now? Amazon has enough resources to know how many people bought the game and to know the server capacity. Having 60% of the population on queues having those resources, it was a shit release disguised with the it's normal for an MMO to have full queues in the first few days.
How do you drink the damn thing?
You don't. You just hold it in your hand.
I want to drink it.
I know you want to drink it, but you can't. Is it even an item?
I literally have no idea.
It's probably just a thing that you're holding in your hand right now.
What am I
going
gonna
to
do?
Celebration. Yeah, you can't do anything with it.
Drink now? Oh. Right,
Yeah,
guys.
you can't do it. That's what it's for. You do cheers and toasts.
Wow. Right, fine. Let's
Yeah.
not drink then.
Nope.
Yes,
drinking
I'm
for
heading
you.
out.
But yeah, Amazon, yeah, there's no faith that they'll actually make... Because they made a game called Crucible, which I think was supposed to be another MMO, and that just kind of quietly got swept under the carpet.
iPad.
Pokey? Not even bells.
Hockey.
Pokey.
Come on. I want to work!
More work, more work. Okay, so... Category for Best Fighting Game. The best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat. So the first one is Demon Slayer, The Hinokami Chronicles.
Can't count that. That came out years ago. Surely.
No, the game came out today. Not today, this year. Demon Slayer, the game, came out this year. That's
Demon
why.
Slayer! Sorry, I thought
Yeah.
you said Demon Slayer.
No, not Demon Souls.
Demon Slayers, that's not the,
It's the anime.
A farm!
A farm, a giant ball, schoolhouse.
Blah, blah.
Yeah, those are kind
Um,
of. They don't regenerate
see-
them. Oh, I suppose you might want to do them anyway.
Per day.
Fair enough. Oh, per day. Okay.
These are all new today.
Fair enough.
Farm!
Yeah, you like the farm. The only good game from Amazon, I imagine, would be Lost Ark, and that's because they are only a publisher on the West release.
He doesn't take
True.
me as a farmer. He seems like an anime boy.
I guess so. Yeah, his outfit doesn't really scream farmer, does it?
Clouds on his nipples.
So, best fighting game. Demon Slayer, Guilty Gear Strive, Melty Blood Type Lumina, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, and Virtua Fighter 5. Oh, you got tractors and wheat.
Wheat.
Alright. Interesting.
It's a
So,
tractor.
best fighting game. I think it's probably going to be
SpongeBob!
Guilty Gear Strive.
But
But
Demon
there
Slayer's
will-
been really popular though.
I don't think it's been as popular as Nickelodeon. Let's be honest, because these are all. This is a Western award show. Most people who are people who like anime are into anime are kind of weebs, and there's not as many weebs
I'm into
as
anime.
as
and
there
I'm-
are kids that grew up with Nickelodeon. Like, the reason why SpongeBob is still going as a TV series is because it's so popular globally.
No, it's because it's easy to watch.
That too, but it's popular globally. Like, it gets referenced in pop culture quite a bit. So, yeah, if it's for overall quality of a fighting game, then Guilty Gear Strive. If it's about fan popularity and community, then it'll be Nickelodeon, I think. The other ones, I don't think have got much of a chance of winning that. Right. This category
Ooh, no.
is a controversial one. Best role-playing game. For the best game designed with rich player customization, progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. Cyberpunk 2077, Monster Hunter Rise, Scarlet Nexus, Shin Megami Tensei 5, and Tales of Arise.
Or Tales of Arise.
It might, but I don't think it will. The thing that's controversial about this one is that Cyberpunk 2077 came out and was largely panned as part of its release because it came out on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and it performed terribly. Like, it was buggy and there were, glitches and performance issues all the time, and just overall not a very good release on the, well, I guess you'd call them last-gen consoles, because PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X were out by that point. Yeah, I'm surprised it's on the list, to be honest. One Piece is still going as an anime too. I don't know what Scarlet Nexus is doing there. Scarlet Nexus is a fucking hack and slash game. If being able to buy a new weapon for a shop every chapter is being a role-playing game. I don't know, because I thought it was similar to Code Vein, and like Code Vein is kind of like a Dark Souls like, but maybe I'm wrong and it's more like what is it? Hyrule Warriors, Dynasty Warriors kind of thing. And Remus says, as far as I know, the mechanics in the Nickelodeon Smash game is pretty deep.
Can you get
Well,
gates? How'd you get gates?
You don't get gates at all, I don't think. I've never seen a gate in Animal Crossing.
They should put them.
Yeah, I guess. So the mechanics in Nickelodeon All-Stars. So I've heard that it's got some interesting stuff that people like, oh yeah, you can do aerial smash attacks and you can do wave dashing and wave bouncing and things like that. It's like, true, I'm sure that is the case. But the overall quality of Nickelodeon doesn't seem like that great to me. It's more like they wanted to ride on the fan community's nostalgia. And hence, when it comes to Warner Brothers, Multiverses has been announced. People are going to be like, oh yeah, we like Warner Brothers stuff. But you've got like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. You've got Batman. You've got Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. You've got Rick and Morty. Like, there is a more diverse range of characters to choose from, even though they're not all video game characters. That'll be an interesting one to see what the quality's like, I would say. And Code Vein was an RPG. Oh, good, that's good to know. So this one, best role-playing game. It's interesting because I think Shin Megami Tensei 5 has like a really good shot of winning this because it came out very recently and it's going to be fresh in people's heads. Tales of Arise, I don't know, is going to be as popular, and I don't think it's got quite as good a reception. Monster Hunter Rise, maybe. I think Cyberpunk 2077 has just been... It's been kind of put on the best role-playing game list by default. Like, it's not actually the best role-playing game, but people think it's a role-playing game, so therefore it's going to be on the list.
Red Tractor, you can't have blue tractor.
Yeah, red tractors are usually the ones you... It's not... That's not even red, really.
It's not really red at all.
You want a bright red, deep red. That's kind of a pale red.
Can you walk through them?
I would imagine. You might not be able to walk through to the other one.
No, you can.
Oh, you
that's
can.
good.
Okay.
I actually think I prefer that than the actual wheat.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to change that.
Because it's ripe wheat rather than you know, wheat that's still growing.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just stick with actual.
Because it's not like you can design this to be Stardew Valley, can you? You know, you can't make a winery and all the different chicken coops and ranches and so on.
So that's good. So I need to change the season because I found out that it's best to plant wheat in fall.
Like, did you not just look that up?
Yes.
You almost forgot.
I did.
But
whatever.
Scarlet Nexus is a hack and slash game like Devil May Cry. There is no personalization more than cosmetics, new weapons every chapter, and select companions. It's a good game and it has some RPG things, but is it enough to be the best RPG game? Well, I don't know. Interestingly enough, the next category is also kind of weird. It's kind of like the miscellaneous category where people are like, oh, we can't really decide where we're going to put this in. So, best action-adventure game combining combat with a traversal and puzzle solving. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which had pretty good response actually, because most people are like, oh, the Avengers game that came out is pretty terrible, but people like the Guardians games. Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. Like, how does that count as action-adventure? It is a first-person shooting game. Actually, is there even a category? Oh, that's clever. You got a bull.
It's fun.
Oh, you can't even. Web 2.0.
Let's just play around with perspective a little bit. This is a real cow. You can't see. It's fine. It's a cow.
I thought you were going to do like getting a red cape up or something.
No, I can't. There you go.
Oh, to be fair, there is no best shooting game.
Yeah, look, check it. This is a real. It's a real cow. And
it's real grass.
It's real grass. It's a real cow. I promise. It totally real. Not fake. No. No, you are mistaken. Real.
Yeah, I guess if you're not going to have a category for best shooting game, then action adventure is probably the best one. Like, there's no category for best horror either. It's got action, but not enough to make it in that category. Yeah, it's just strange. Like, they'll have a category for innovation and accessibility and community support, but not for shooter or schluter or, you know.
Yeah, because it's, you know, it's not as...
Horror. Because lots of horror games come out, but I don't think many good horror games come out.
Not this year, they haven't.
Best action adventure. This one's hard because Resident Evil 8.
That.
What?
I'm just tickled.
Tickled by the fake cow.
Yes. Abso-bloody-lutely.
Is that the only bull statue you've got?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Best action adventure. So you've got Resident Evil Village as like the horror game pick. You've got Ratchet and Clank as the overall AAA pick. Psychonauts 2 is kind of like the indie... Well, it's not really an indie darling, but people like Psychonauts, so Psychonauts 2 is going to be nominated, and again, it's done fairly well. Metroid Dread is an interesting one. It's like, that is probably the closest definition of traversal and puzzle solving and action adventure. But I don't know whether it's going to be able to beat out the rest, but I would hope it was. I would hope it would, because I thought it was very good. We've got Wedgie here. Hello, you two.
Hi!
I've missed you. I hope everyone is doing well. Really sorry I can't stay because it's late and work has been, so anyway, good night.
Good night.
No problem, Wedgie. Have a good night. We're glad you managed to stop by. Reaper says, some nominees are like, we've put it here because it's good enough to be a nominee somewhere, but we don't really have the right category for it. Yeah, actually, I would just thought make a category for the game, like best horror. I'm pretty sure the Dark Pictures anthology House of Ashes came out this year. There's probably been some other horror games that I'm not aware of, like Poppy Plays, I think was this year, maybe? I don't know. But, yeah, just make more categories. I don't know. Anyway, so that was action adventure. Now we've got the actual shooting games. Best action game. The best game in the action genre focused primarily on combat. Back 4 Blood, which is the zombie Left 4 Dead 2 alternative. Chivalry 2, which is kind of like the medieval combat, you know, realistic combat game. Deathloop, which is a first-person shooter game. Far Cry 6, and Returnal, which is third-person shooting roguelike science fiction game. So why isn't Resident Evil Village in this list, you ask? I was like, because it's got some puzzles in it somehow. Deathloop is kind of a puzzle game because it's all based on a time loop, but it's like, well, the focus is shooting, and that's why it's in there. This one, best action game, I think Deathloop will probably win overall. It would be interesting if Returnal won it, because science fiction generally doesn't do very well. Because, as you can imagine, the Game Awards is kind of like video game Oscars, and the Oscars don't like science fiction because they're all stuffy and old. But yeah, I think Deathloop will probably win this one. Next category is Best VR or AR game. So, Hitman 3, I Expect You to Die 2, Lone Echo 2, Resident Evil 4, and Sniper Elite VR. So this is a category I don't really have much of an interest in, but I Expect You to Die 2. Oh, it's an upside down pear. Of course it is. You can't get an upside down eggplant, can you?
It's the stalk. Looks like a drippy poo. I can't unsee it.
Why would you think it's a drippy poo? Considering I just gave you the eggplant suggestion. So what, you've got peaches...
Boobies with willies.
Well, it's more of a bum than whatever.
No, that's more like a bum. If you sit down, right?
Right.
What imprint do you leave?
Yeah, but the peach emoji is the one that's most commonly used for bum.
True, I think that's probably why they've put it as a love heart.
I guess.
So the love heart is literally based on a woman bent over, so... Okay, right. So now we need to think about what else I'm going to put. Do you think I could put iron shelves? No, they don't go outside.
No, those are mostly indoors.
Yeah. I'm going to put stuff like this. I'm going to do it like a farmhouse. So it's going to look really cute on the inside. But, ooh! Ooh.
Da, 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 da. Reaper says, if there's not enough games for a category, you can just make honorary mentions to that game that really deserves something, but you can't make a category for them. But I would say that if you made honorary mentions, they can't use that as a marketing thing to say, oh, this game won Best Horror Game, or Best Action Adventure Game, or whatever it is. Because again, the Game Awards is kind of like the video game Oscars. People are doing it for the prestige. So it's like, you know, I would just make up the rest of the nominees, even if they aren't like of higher quality. Because didn't Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach come out this year as well? So that's already 3 horror games mentioned. But yeah, best VR game, augmented reality game. Probably going to be Resident Evil 4, just because people like Resident Evil 4. But I would hope I Expect You to Die, being like, keep talking and nobody explodes. That would be a more interesting choice to me. But yeah. Okay, so innovation in accessibility. Recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. So Far Cry 6, Forza Horizon 5, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and The Veil Shadow of the Crown. I've never heard of The Veil Shadow of the Crown, so that's an interesting pick to me. But I can imagine the rest of them are all kind of like AAA games. They've all got extra features like, you know, accessibility, difficulty options, things like that.
Haven't got a clue.
Yeah, well, me neither. It's all accessibility stuff, and when you're not really, like, you know, handicapped in any way that affects your ability to play games, you're not really going to pay attention to that kind of stuff anyway, are you?
No, I think that it's nice.
Yeah.
And I
It's
really
nice to
like
have.
I really like how it's included, but as you said, it's not as relevant to us, which means we're not going to necessarily like focus on that when picking a game. But I know how relevant it is to others. I have got a place to put my wallet. Should probably
move the pumpkin. Yeah.
I think they
look best next to the house.
Yeah. Do you think I should put the other pumpkin here, or do you think?
Yeah, put it.
Or I could just get rid of it. Yeah, that's better without it, doesn't it? Okay, weeds time!
You're gonna get a scythe and just, like, mow the lawn.
I just think that farmers have got more priorities than getting rid of weeds.
Yeah, true. So, best community support game.
Glowing moss or clumps of weeds?
Clumps of weeds. There wouldn't be glowing moss on a farm. Although they're not very detailed weeds, are they?
No, but you can...
Oh, you customize them. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Best community support game. Recognizing the game for outstanding community support, transparency and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates / patches. Well, that's an interesting one. Best social media support. Like, that's, like, separate to the game itself in some ways. But yeah, so you got Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy XIV Online, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. So No Man's Sky has been doing very well over the last, like, half a decade since it came out. Sort of changing everyone's opinion of that game and just adding things overall. Whether it's enough to beat out the other games, I don't know. Final Fantasy XIV and Destiny 2 have massive, like, fan bases that are very vocal. Fortnite, I don't think has as much innovation to it, although it's really weird because Fortnite is more of a platform than a game, because you've got things like, you know, singers holding concerts in Fortnite. Like, you've got the virtual hologram things going on in Fortnite. Like, they've done collaboration with Star Wars and Marvel and, you know, Naruto and Halo. It's like just all encompassing. It's just like, wow, there's so much to it. It's like, but it has to be in Fortnite of all things.
Well, Fortnite isn't a bad game, and I don't know why
I
you don't...
didn't say it was. It's just cringe.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. The only thing that's made it cringe is the young people that shout at each other.
Yeah, they're being cringe.
But, like, I think it's a good game, and I completely get why they play it. Right,
Oh,
which
yeah,
ramp
I
do
can
you
get
think?
why they play it.
So we've got log one,
Uh-huh.
natural, or white plank. I don't think the other one's
No,
really...
stone doesn't work. You'd probably go for
natural or
a natural
white.
or plank ramp, because if you're, in theory, if you're driving a tractor down the
I
thing...
think white plank is probably better, actually, for that exact reason.
Yeah.
Like, they've built this.
Yeah.
We want to give the look that they've built it.
Mm-hmm. And they're going off into town and, you know, delivering their harvest to
exactly
the shops. Things like that.
For sure.
Destiny has angered their community multiple times over the last few years. That's true as well. Most online communities for an ongoing game tend to not like the changes that happen when the developers change things up.
Why?
But when they do stuff good, they like it a lot. The reason why they just like get angry at stuff is because they're online gamers. Like, why are you changing the way this game has played? I like the way it played. Now you're making it different. I don't like
You
change.
speak as if you aren't one of them.
I'm not an online gamer. I don't play Destiny. I don't play Fortnite. I don't play World
Smash
of Warcraft.
Brothers.
Smash Bros is an online game, but it's not an online game in the sense that you are playing cooperatively with people to achieve a goal. Smash Bros is a fighting game. You play against people.
See, right, why do I get the skull door plate on this one and not on the last one?
Oh.
That would have been good for the pirate ship.
Maybe. Maybe.
Never mind. Do you think any of these suit?
Not for a farm.
Oh, that one's alright.
Not for a farm.
No, you're right. None of them quite look.
The iron one's the closest, I would say.
Yeah, but I don't even think that is. So I'm just going to leave it.
Sure. Fair enough.
This is cute, right? What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Did Rob forget his Splatoon days? No, I'm not forgetting my Splatoon days, but again, Splatoon is a team-based multiplayer...
You play it online with people.
Yeah, but it's not like... Okay, so the games that are in this category, Apex Legends is a battle royale, so like, that is against people, but it's a massive battle royale where there's 100 people in it.
My bad, sorry.
Destiny 2, you play with raids to, you know, you play with people to beat raids and bosses. Final Fantasy 14, the same thing, you play raids, beat bosses. Fortnite, again, battle royale, there's up like 100 people or more in some cases, and you're playing competitively.
I was trying to
And No Man's Sky
it.
is probably the closest I would say to being like Splatoon, is like you can have competitive stuff as a team, or you can work cooperatively. But, nah. Okay, so that was cooperative. Splatoon is online, Rob, don't twist reality. I'm not twisting reality. It is an online game. It's not the game... I guess it's because online covers a massive thing. Like, Dark Souls is an online game. But it's not the same as best community support because it's not got that focus. Neither does Splatoon, really. So, best mobile game. The best game playable on a mobile device. Fantasian. Genshin Impact, which I thought already came out on mobile, but maybe not. League of Legends Wild Rift, Marvel Future Evolution, and Pokemon Unite. So Pokemon Unite is a sleeper hit. I liked it a bit when I played on Switch. It's had many updates and I haven't gone back to it since I got into the Master Rank, but I could see that winning that. Fantasian's an interesting one because it's from Mistwalker, which is kind of like a critically acclaimed studio, but the amount of people that have actually played it is probably not very high because I think it's a paid mobile app rather than a free one. Overall, I think Genshin Impact or League of Legends have probably got the best chances of winning best mobile game. Just because League of Legends has a massive fan base and so does Genshin Impact. Dark Souls has online features but doesn't require it, neither is the main feature. Splatoon, the main feature is the online. Technically, Dark Souls is an asynchronous multiplayer game. Well, that's true that the focus of Dark Souls is mainly single player, but that doesn't mean that you can't say the focus of Splatoon is single player, because there are the single player stories. Then you've got the Octo expansion challenges, which can't can't be played online, so...
We're being a bee.
Well, you got a bull outside, so...
Don't think I can do it.
No? The fact
Should
that
we
they
be a
even have
slaughterhouse?
cow and, like, leopard print, zebra print, cow skin...
Do we do slaughterhouse?
Ooh, that'd be nice. You got the nice, idyllic outside farm, and then on the inside it's a horror. Because I'm pretty sure you can, like, simulate blood splatter and hanging
Pretty sure you
animals.
can, yeah. What have they got? Hang on, let's have a look and see if we've actually got the things to do this.
I don't think they'll have given you the things to do it. You'll have to sort of
improvise.
Improvise, yeah.
Yeah, but I want to see, because like there's things like hanging shells, so we could make like a pantry basically.
Sure.
It's whether we got enough that we could pretend like we've got things. We've got a tool board, which would, you know, we could imply was
butcher's knives and.
Am I pushing this too far?
Maybe.
Maybe we should put the skull on the.
It's the only hint from the outside that something's wrong on the inside. Doesn't asynchronous mean that players cooperate or compete but doesn't need to play at the same time? Yes, I guess, well, not at the same time. Yeah, I guess you're right. But the thing is that you do play at the same time as other people, because otherwise people wouldn't get summoned into their own world.
Because I could put an axe.
In the case of Splatoon, that's like saying Call of Duty has a single-player campaign. Nobody plays it for the single-player campaign. You would be right, Remus, except they've released Call of Duty Warzone as the online multiplayer-only function of the game. So, if you buy Call of Duty, you are playing it you're playing the single-player campaign, because the online multiplayer stuff is already a separate app.
I haven't got enough to do this. I can't do a slaughterhouse.
Okay. You tried.
I mean,
you can kind of do it with like a wet room, but you need to have the ability to make your own designs, I think.
It would
to
be
get
a
blood
push.
splatter.
I feel. No, I mean I could do that. It wouldn't be too hard because I have the ability to make my own designs. But I think that I'd be better off just making a cute like farmhouse.
Yeah, that's fine. Dark Souls has the messaging system as asynchronous. Online has synchronous multiplayer too. Yeah. So you play with other people at the same time. You can't play with someone and see their... Well, that's what the ghosts are in Bloodstained, but yeah, it's not the same as playing not at the same time. Asynchronous multiplayer is the multiplayer in Xenoblade X. I honestly don't remember how the multiplayer in Xenoblade X worked. It's been too long. 6 years.
You went to kill big monsters as part of an independent thing, and you all counted towards it.
Oh,
so
right,
you had to kill it X number of times, or
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah,
to...
that is asynchronous. Yeah, you're right.
At least I think that's. I remember. You still? Are we gonna do pumpkin or?
Yeah, if it's fall,
flower.
you want to do flower and
pumpkin.
Pumpkins,
because that's what
I
had outside was pumpkins and flowers, so it makes sense.
Asynchronous, you can publish your character and people can recruit. Yeah, so that is asynchronous multiplayer. The category for best indie game.
How can I put a truck inside but not outside? That's ridiculous. Whatever, let's put a truck inside.
Is it a model? Oh. Yeah, that is weird.
I really hope I get the truck. They give you a gift on the truck, because that would be great for my market.
I wonder if you can sort of rig what they give you by just putting the one item inside. Yeah. No, I wouldn't have thought so.
Orange.
Because you're doing custom design.
Do custom designs on it, which means I could do like different like food outlet things. Sweet. Oh my god.
Get all your favorite brands in.
Wait, hang on. Hold up. Hold up.
Hold the phone.
Does this mean? I wonder if.
And make your own design.
No, not even make
Would
my
you...
own.
You're saying so you're not doing the work yourself. You're getting other people to do it. Outsourcing your happy home design.
Well, I think that other people might have done this.
Maybe.
I'm basically making a barn right now. Like
yes, you are.
With the right. Okay, so criteria search.
I've just realised because you like to swing around a lot. Whenever you move to the left for you, people can see the couch, the cat on the couch behind you. So like when you rotate to the right and then you look into it, you can see the face.
Oh,
and then,
so you got me there.
And then you can and then you turn and you're like, oh, there's a sleeping cat.
Cat.
I did not even realize.
Pimmsy. So am I not on it anymore then?
No, you're on it. When you face to the right, well,
Yeah.
yeah, when you turn the couch anti-clockwise, you're on camera. When you turn the sofa, the chair clockwise, they can see the cat.
I was fucking right. Check it.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, these are cute.
The squad missions in
100%
Xenoblade, they tell you to kill X number of enemies. Technically, you can play at the same time, but you aren't actually playing with anyone. Everyone participates in the results. Yeah, got it.
Ooh.
Da-da-da-da. So, the category for Best Indie, for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. 12 minutes. Death's Door.
I've seen this. 12 minutes. I've seen somebody else streaming this. Well, I saw a clip on TikTok, but
yes,
it's where somebody gets murdered and you have 12 minutes to try and figure out who it is.
Correct.
And then you go back in time. That might win. That looked really good.
Wow. We'll go through the other examples. So 12 minutes, Death's Door,
I'd love to try that sometime.
Inscription, Kena Bridge of Spirits, and Loop Hero. So you mentioned
like
12
Keanu
minutes. 12 minutes has had not the best response.
Really? Because it looks awesome.
Well, the thing is that as you can imagine, it's a game where you're trapped in a 12-minute time limit, as Reaper just mentioned as well.
Yeah.
So what do you think happens when you're actually playing the game?
It's 12 minutes long?
No, you're playing the game in 12-minute loops, right?
Yeah.
Think about how often you have to repeat yourself in 12 minutes. The problem with the game is it's very repetitive. Supposedly,
That's
obviously.
the whole point of it.
I know it's the whole point, but it still was like... 12 minutes is awfully specific in what you need to do and the order you need to do it in. This is partly why I had like a bit of an issue with the Outer Wild. No, not the Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds. No, the. You're in a 22-minute time loop in Outer Wilds. You can't rewind time. If you do something wrong for that 22-minute loop, you have to fast forward to the end of the loop and then redo the things and hope you do it right again. And I imagine 12 minutes has the same problem. If you don't do it correctly, you have to... Well, you might not even be able to fast forward to the end in 12 minutes, but basically you have to do it all over again. Kena might actually win, and you don't actually try to solve a murder in 12 minutes, you're trying not to get killed and trying to get out of the loop. Yeah, the orange one fits quite nicely.
Well, I've got this one, or this one.
Well, it depends on you. Are you trying to do a burger van? Going to do a juice bar?
I feel like...
Ramen bowl?
I feel... Ramen? That's tacos, isn't it?
Right one.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm trying to think what would go with pumpkin and wheat. And I think make bread and you can have pumpkin juice. So I feel like this is more representative of what we have.
Alright, fair enough.
Alternatively...
Just put oink dog.
Yeah.
Sure.
What do you think?
I mean, I would probably go with like the burger van, just because, you know, burger van.
Cute, I like it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, apparently in 12 minutes you can kill yourself and restart. Okay, well, that is one issue I've heard with 12 minutes. The other is that the story is apparently not amazing. And
so why is it being nominated then?
Well, because it's got James McAvoy, Willem Dafoe, and Daisy Ridley in it. They're the ones doing the voices. So again, it's like, oh, the Game Awards, the Video Game Oscars. You've got actual actors that have tried to win Oscars. I don't know whether... I don't think Daisy Ridley or Willem Dafoe have won an Oscar, but maybe James McAvoy has.
William Dafoe must have won an Oscar.
Willem Dafoe Oscar.
Must have won one, surely.
Oh no, he's got a couple. Best Actor in 2019. What was that for? It was probably for. Have a look. The Lighthouse?
Really?
No, hang on. Best Actor. Right, I need to search for Willem Dafoe specifically, not the Academy Award for Best Actor, because it doesn't actually tell me. Alright, so Academy Awards. Best Actor nominated. So he didn't win it. No, he has not won He's not won an Oscar. Okay.
Do you think oil kind of looks right here, or do you think...
Not really.
Because you can do it as different... You can put orange ones in. So it's almost like... No, they're not right, are they? Never mind. Does he like them?
Have a look, see. James McAvoy is 42, by the way.
Shut up.
Yeah.
What's a winnowing machine?
I assume it's like a grinder. So you put wheat in and
Well,
get
that definitely belongs here then,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Nope, James McAvoy has not won any Oscars either. So, yeah, it's like actors in a game gets your game bumped up onto the Game Awards just because. You know. Reaper is going to bed. Bye! Bye, Reaper! Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. And Remus says, oh yeah, The Lighthouse. Heard it was good. Yeah, The Lighthouse, we watched it the other day. It was a pretty interesting performance.
I like what you're saying.
Ironically enough, it wasn't the film that he got nominated for. He got nominated for At Eternity's Gate as Best Actor.
I didn't think it was
and
that
didn't
good,
win.
The Lighthouse. It completely bored me.
Well, yeah, like I said, it's a slow burn, so... You know. It's always going to be hard for people with no attention spans like you. Alright, so best indie game. So for this one, I think Kena has a good chance. Like, who was it? Reaper or Remus? Remus. I think that's probably going to win. Death's Door, Inscription, and Loop Hero have all had pretty good responses. They're all published by Devolver Digital, so there's kind of like a lot of crossover there. I think in order for it to beat Kena Bridge of Spirits, it would have to be sort of widely released, and Loop Hero comes out in December for all the other platforms. Death's Door comes out... Oh, it's actually already out now, I think. And Inscription's not going to be out on consoles until next year, so I think Kena's going to win that one. The next category is Best Ongoing Game. So this is also similar to Best Community Support, but it's Apex Legends, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Genshin Impact, and Call of Duty Warzone. So that is the online multiplayer game that you would play if you didn't want to play the single-player version of COD. So there you go. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. So, yeah. Online ongoing games. Alright, so...
What do you think? This or this?
I would put the pig on. I think, yeah. Oink dog. So, games for impact. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. So you've got Before Your Eyes, Boyfriend Dungeon, Chicory, A Colourful Tale, Life is Strange True Colours, and No Longer Home. So I've not heard of No Longer Home, so I can't really comment on that. But Before Your Eyes is an interesting one. So, I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's a game that tracks your eye movement. So, whenever you blink, the game time skips forward, like you jump forward in time in the game. So, whenever you blink, you're missing things.
So do they like try and scare you and stuff?
No, I think it's just a game about the passage of time. Like, you blink and you miss it kind of thing. That's why it's like, oh, it's an interesting game. Now, I don't know how it actually does that. Obviously, it's a PC-only game. I wonder if they will try to release it for consoles. Like, you know, you've got PlayStation VR and Xbox and Oculus and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a game that tracks your eyes. Boyfriend Dungeon, I think, is a game that's about... I don't know if it's about harassment or stalking, but it's something like that. Like, people complained about the villain being like over the top or something. What was it? Boyfriend, dungeon, negative, reception. So let's see. Boyfriend dungeon is better than its controversy suggests. Sure, let's have a look at this. Yes. So people sent hate mail to one of the game's voice actors because he was the villain, and that's just bad idea. Terrible. It's a part dungeon crawler, part dating sim. The antagonist is an emotionally manipulative stalker, and the game's main thrust involves the player figuring out how to deal with them and discovering how the antagonist's actions have affected other characters they meet. So this silly-sounding game gets quite dark. So yeah, so people like this game... So there is actually a warning at the start of Boyfriend Dungeon say, this game may include references to unwanted advances, stalking, and other forms of emotional manipulation. Play with care. And people are saying that doesn't describe the thing accurately. It's like, well, that's the warning they gave, so... Play with care and take breaks as needed was the message changed. They said it was an inadequate warning. I think that's fine. It's basically the same message they said. Take breaks as needed. But yeah, people harassed the actor Alexander Gross who voiced the game's antagonist. But that's just people online, honestly. That's... yeah. Since yesterday, Death's Door is available on all major platforms. I think, yeah, I saw it came out on Switch. I was thinking of getting it, actually. What was his name? Before Your Eyes. For Before Your Eyes, one guy was trying not to blink, but the story is pretty emotional. He was crying with his eyes wide open, trying not to blink. Oh, I can just imagine, like, people trying to stream this game and saying, oh yeah, we're gonna go for the 100% completion run. Just keep that eyes, like, keeping open like Tom and Jerry.
Oh my god. What matchsticks, Mr. Bean moment.
Yeah. And depending on how long the game is, you could probably actually keep your eyes open for that long.
You
and just,
probably
like,
could. That's the sad thing about it.
But then they start tugging on your heartstrings and it's like, oh yeah, you want to cry? So... Chicory, A Colourful Tale, I think has had quite a good critical fan reception. Life is Strange True Colors, again, it's like it deals with, you know, issues for young adults. But yeah, I can't comment on No Longer Home.
What do you think about what I've done?
Well, the theme is orange, really, but well, I guess it's your house, so.
That looks crap, doesn't it? I'll take it out. What do you think?
It looks pretty good.
It's
like a warehouse for farm stuff rather than the inside of a farmhouse.
Yeah, it is a warehouse, really. Do you think I should put a chair or not? Or like an office desk?
No. How many desks do you see in a warehouse?
You have to have somewhere to pack all the stuff.
You mean a counter?
Oh, like a desk to be able to put stuff into boxes.
I would count that as a counter rather than a desk. A desk is something that you sit down at to do work.
No,
on.
I wasn't proposing. I wasn't proposing a seat. To put. Yeah.
I mean, I guess vintage would work, yeah, because it's like iron frame.
So I could put that. Not very good though, does it?
I don't know. I'd probably pick a different desk.
I don't think any.
No, if you're going to be packaging stuff, you'd want a high desk. Like, go back to the tables. If you go up and left, the iron work table looks closer to what you do it for.
Do you think like that?
Yeah.
Or do you think put it over here and move the boxes? So move the boxes.
Put the packing boxes next to the truck.
I could put that there.
Yeah, I think that fits better.
And then put that by the truck. Like that. I could even put another one. Think too much?
No, it looks fine to me. That's where they would go.
Right, so I need to put something to work on this, don't I?
In Life is Strange 2, her power is the power of empathy. Oh, it's Life is Strange 3 actually. Yeah, for some reason, Life is Strange 2 just kind of got completely bypassed. And that's probably why they didn't even call it Life is Strange 3, just called it Life is Strange True Colors. Next category is Best Performance, awarded to an individual for voice acting, motion, and or performance capture. So, there is Erica Mori as Alex Chen in Life is Strange, Giancarlo Esposito as Anton Castillo in Far Cry 6, Jason Kelly as Colt Vaughn in Deathloop, Maggie Robertson as Lady Dimitrescu in Resident Evil Village, and Oziomi Akaga as Juliana Blake in Deathloop.
Do you think I should put paperwork so that they can...
Yeah, I think that would fit.
Do you think that looks... Because it kind of looks like a Bible.
No, it doesn't. Just like a thick book.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd probably want a chair if you put in paperwork.
There is a chair?
I don't think a crate counts as a chair. Like, that's way too far away from the desk.
Yeah, but otherwise you can't sit down.
Okay.
Because it's too squishy.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Right, I'm going to quickly add some lights.
So, best performance, I would hope that it would be one of the Deathloop actors. Dimitrescu obviously had a big, like, fan positive reaction as well. Giancarlo Esposito probably will win this, just because, you know, he's again a famous TV actor, and well, again, I've not played Far Cry 6, so I can't comment on the performance, but chances are he will probably get, you know, nominated no matter what.
You think that that's a good place for the lights? Because, like, they only need lights in a couple of areas, really, don't they? In fact, I don't even think they need lights. Oh shit, wrong button. I don't even think they need lights anywhere else. I think they just need one above the desk, don't they, really?
I guess, yeah. Working in the dark.
Well, what do you think? Do you think they need any?
No, that's probably fine. Again, it's a warehouse. You'd have like strip lighting rather than hanging bulbs, but
Yeah, I don't have that.
no, I
See,
didn't think so.
Fluorescent light.
Oh yeah, that's strip lighting.
You think that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
what, like,
definitely.
as in, like...
You'd have it in, like, all over the place. In, like, racks or something. But
not,
yeah,
not
hanging bulbs, no.
Okay, so what do you think? Like... I don't know what you want. What do you think?
I'd say that's fine.
Just two?
Yeah, it's gonna light up most of the warehouse.
Because I can move this across to another one. Yeah.
Sure. You wouldn't want it to get too close to the hanging shelf, though, would you? Ah, it's not even. Ah.
I know, because I'm just looking at it.
I know.
Looks better.
Sure.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I don't even think I want to.
What's the one? The powerful fluorescent light bulb.
All fluorescent light bulbs are powerful. I think we're good.
Cool.
I don't think that there's anything else needed in here. What do you think?
I don't know, I think that's fine.
I could have made the storeroom bigger, but I didn't think it needed it, really.
No.
Yay!
It's a vacation home, not a work home. You were at it for some time.
We're gonna make it perfect. Perfect.
A real farmer's farm. You'll probably get a better angle in a bit.
Hope so.
But it's always a good idea to
But
take a few photos so you got some to choose from.
you can only really take two and pick between the two, so I need to make sure. I think I only got one good one there.
Yeah, I guess.
Didn't like those other ones. I think I just like the one that I took.
Alright. What happens if you don't take any?
You have to select take photo after, so you can like position them.
All
You
right.
just don't get to get the cool angles and stuff.
Fair enough. May I take photos?
So let's have a look. What do
Take
you think?
all the photos you want.
Let's have a look at the photo I've got. What do you think?
I would probably say if it wasn't looking so high up, like you probably want the camera to be from the opposite angle, maybe.
I think so. So right.
You want to get the full view of the truck. Ah!
I think if we put him, yeah, we'll put him. What was I?
Oh yeah, you didn't get to choose your outfit.
No, I could have done, but I just didn't. Yellow's cute, isn't
Why
it?
is he not wearing any pants?
Tail.
It looks like he's just wearing an overall dress, really.
Does. You dissing?
No, it's just. It's like it doesn't look like overalls to me because he doesn't have any pants on. But oh well.
I don't have some of these. Give me a lot of choice.
Mhm. You can't get like a strip of wheat for him to chew, can you?
No, should I give me glasses?
I mean, farmers generally have no, like pretty bog standard glasses, I would say. Like, yeah, the square brown line, or there was one at the top that I think looked quite applicable. No, yeah, the double ridged. Right. That
Those
one.
ones.
Yeah, that to me looks like a farmer.
Fair enough. What do you think?
Yeah, looks good.
Cute.
Anyways, it's time for me to head off as well. Good night. Good night, Remus.
Good night.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again soon. Alright, so going through more categories for the Game Awards. Next one is Best Audio Design, recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. So the nominees for this are Deathloop, Forza Horizon 5, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village, and Returnal. Again, haven't played any of those, so I have no idea what the audio design would be like. I would assume Resident Evil Village being a horror game, but Returnal, Ratchet & Clank both have got good choices, are likely to win, so wouldn't be able to say. Best score and music.
Don't friggin' move! I put you in the bloody. Oh.
He just won't stay put. So best score and
Oh,
music.
he's playing with it.
For outstanding music inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack. So we've got The Artful Escape, so it's featuring a guy with a guitar, so I can imagine that's
What do
got
you
good
think?
music. Can you focus it on him? Like, it's blurry at the front and sharp at the back.
I think.
The zoom. R is to change his reaction, isn't it? The problem is that you can see that the box in the background is sharp, but he's blurry. You kind of want it to be the way around.
Oh. Yoo-hoo. What do you think?
Yeah, close enough. You got a better effect than the other one, so. We've got 007 here!
Hi!
Hello! Hi Pimmsy, hi Rob!
Hello.
Thanks for joining 007. How are you doing today?
How you doing?
We've
Real
been
farmer's farm. Oh, look!
we've been designing happy homes for Animal Crossing DLC villages, and we've been talking about the Game Awards. And we're up to Best Score and Music category. So, Artful Escape, Cyberpunk 2077, Deathloop, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Near Replicant version 1. Blah 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 blah. So, Nier as a franchise is well known for having good music. Again, I can't really say about the rest of the other ones. Guardians of the Galaxy, if it's actually got a licensed soundtrack, would be quite interesting as a nominee and winner.
Well, the songs that it's got are unlicensed. They're old songs. They're not specific to.
Yeah, they're licensed songs, but they're old pop songs. So, you know, that might work. Ooh, 12,000 Poke.
Need to put in here in my guide. I need to add which items I'm going to get.
Ooh, workflows updated.
Nice.
007 says, "We're doing well. How about you?" Yeah, doing good, doing good. I did make sure to update the bit badges, so we now have the Thunder bit badge, because previously we just had the Boulder badge and the Cascade badge. I'll have to think about the next one, which is it the Grass Gym badge? I forget. So in Pokemon Red and Blue, it goes Boulder badge for Brock, Cascade badge for Misty, Lightning badge or Thunder badge for Lieutenant Surge. But then who's the next gym after that? Because I think technically you get a choice, don't you? You can go to...
I've lost context. I was paying attention to the game.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You can go to Erica for the gym in... Oh, what is it? I can't even remember the name now.
I have no idea.
Well, anyway, I'm just trying to think of all the different gym badges in Pokemon Red and Blue.
Why don't you Google it?
I suppose I could do, that's easier. Viridian! No, Viridian's Giovanni's gym. That's the ground badge.
How am I supposed to know which friggin...
Pokemon badges, Gen 1.
There's so many variations of this. There we go. I think I already have... What's that? Owl.
Rainbow badge,
I
yes.
should probably tell you which app I'm using. So I'm using... already got that. Basically, I find it really difficult to keep track of everything, and there's this free app that I've been using called ACNH Guide.
Yeah.
So you kind of look.
But you need to point it towards me. No, sorry, more in front of your face.
Oh.
There you go. So people can see a bright phone screen now.
Oh.
You'd have to get a lot closer to the webcam, which you can do because obviously we're not like zoom.
It's like this.
Yeah, they managed to see that.
Yeah, it's really cute, and it's got like pretty much everything in it, so it means that I can like keep track of everything.
Yeah.
It's pretty handy.
And 007 is right. It's Celadon. The Celadon gym has the rainbow badge, which is the one with Erica. So that should be the next one that we do.
Celadon City is quite big, isn't it?
Yes, it's got the shop that you can buy all the TMs in.
So I need to see if there is a bottle, like a recipe. And then I need to go and get the gifts from the villagers that I have just purchased them and designed them out.
Good, good.
Because they'll give me an item. I'm really hoping,
You get the truck.
I get the truck.
The lorry. 007 is also updating their sub badges right now. Yeah, Twitch has been adding lots of different slots for follower emotes, and I've not done anything on that. Like, we're still using the old one of us stuff. I'll have to look at what I can do with that. But yeah, Twitch have been doing lots of updates for that, which I'm quite pleased at, honestly. Because they could just be like, nah, it's fine, just wait until you got more subs. But no, it's all good.
There's tiles. Did I already get them?
La-di-da. My skin has been in amazing condition.
Oh, I think.
No presents for you.
After the bottle then. Darling.
So do you get more than one present from these guys?
No.
Okay,
but I just can't remember which ones
fair enough.
Oh, I want the gift from them. Might have to actually go and visit them instead. How many? I've just designed 2, haven't I?
I thought you would...
Have I designed 2?
Yes, you did the fishing one, and you've just done the other one that you just did, farm one. Yeah.
Right, let's go and get the stuff then. There's want
This is one awesome bit emote. If you look around your emote sets and you see that someone's been spamming it around, that's probably me. Well, to be fair, for that bit emote specifically, I think you can only use it if you've cheered that amount. So, yeah, that's probably... Actually, how do you see the emote stats? I should look at that. How to look
Food truck?
at emote
No!
stats switch.
I don't want aluminium.
Your own rug. Emote Analytics. Wow.
Give me a sheet of freaking steel.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't even know you could do Emote Analytics. Huh.
Damn it, I thought I was going to get the truck. I really like the truck. Unless I just have it in my catalogue now.
Wow, I did not even know that.
Hmm?
Da, 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 da.
What?
You can track the usage of your emotes outside and inside of your channel. I did not even know that was a thing. I am impressed, I have to say. It's fun to see emote data. Yeah,
What
definitely.
is it? I think it was a truck, wasn't it?
Well, yes, it would be a truck. They wouldn't call it a lorry because it's a American,
I have not got it then.
American dictionary.
Damn it, I was really excited.
Wait, was it called a truck? It must have been, right?
It wasn't in there. So it means I haven't got it in my inventory.
Okay.
So frustrating because I really wanted that.
Here's another emote I use from another channel. I spam this a lot too. Pyro Microwave Fire. Pyro Jennifer. That's a pretty good one as well. Just saying, everything's burning. Ooh, cabin wall.
Yeah. I think that I didn't get my item from the painting.
The art school one. Yeah, oh, that makes sense.
I think so.
It's a streamer that is so bad at cooking that actually sets her microwave on fire. Oh dear.
I have done that.
You set the microwave on fire?
Technically, it was a thing inside the microwave.
Well, that's different, isn't it?
Right, let's see. See if...
Guy!
Do
you not need to ask how's your home?
I'm pretty sure she'll just say...
Oh, right, okay, yeah. But you can move the home to wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Whilst I'm here.
Yeah, whilst you're here, you might as well show it off on stream. Because again, Pimmsy's been designing a lot of homes, but it's been mostly in her own time.
Look. This is the painting area, so they're painting fun little things. Then this is the still life area. And then outside is the sculpture area.
And you don't have any nude models inside the house, do you?
There's no nude mod.
I'm sure there's Animal Crossing villages that have no clothes. I mean, they're all animals anyway, so...
You know, these used to be painted.
What used to be painted?
Our marble statues used to be painted really bright colours. The paint will off. In Roman times.
You mean in real life?
Yeah.
Not in the game, right? Okay. I was like,
no.
because I was like,
I want to work.
I've never seen colourful statues in the game, but yeah, okay, fair enough. All right, so let's have a look at.
Have fun out there. I friggin' will.
So the next few categories are best art direction for outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. So Artful Escape, Deathloop, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Psychonauts 2, and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart.
Oh, it'll be Artful Escape.
Well, you might think based on the name, but
no, because that's the one where isn't that where you have to snap a picture and then you move through that area?
No, that's a different game. I'm not sure what that is now. I can't think of that one. I think Psychonauts 2 is probably going to win this one, just because it's overall more colourful than the rest of them. Because it's more cartoony, so it makes sense that it'd be, you know, more up to date and more technically outstanding in art direction. You want to do a giant ball?
He wants to roll a giant ball around. The only time I can think of where you would ever do that two situations.
Mm-hmm.
One situation would be in a gym, which I think is the intention.
Because you just
that
said
they're
fitness
thinking.
fortress. You're
Yeah.
a coach.
So I'm going to do him an outdoor gym.
Okay.
But on the inside, the only other situation I can think of where you roll a giant ball around is when you're in prison. So I'm going to put him in jail.
When do you roll a giant ball around in prison?
When you have a chain attached to your ankle.
You don't roll the ball around.
You literally do. You have to drag the ball around.
No, you drag the ball. It's not. It's thing to weigh you down. You're not rolling it. The thing that I was gonna say is like it's the
snowman.
It's the myth of Sisyphus that is forever cursed to roll a boulder up the hill and then it just rolls all the way back down again after he's done.
Also, we should go for a big hill then.
007 says, "You two are so cute." Oh, well, thank you. This is the first time that Pimmsy streamed in a while, and she's having lots of fun with Happy Home Paradise.
Oh, just trying to figure out like what to do.
So an outdoor gym probably is a place that's like fairly standard sunny area.
Would you say? Oh, we could do a beach gym.
You could do,
like
training in the rocks, yeah.
Like in the mountains.
Harsh survival.
Yeah, so I'm thinking
anime training.
So mountains could work. So there's mountains here, and there's mountains here, and there's mountains here. Or we go.
You could do meditation in an oasis in a lake.
We could. I was more thinking like a beach. So like
beach
where you go out on the beach and then you've got like.
Oh, 007 says you need a waterfall to meditate under.
You'd be rolling the ball around, meditate.
Maybe not.
Be rolling, hating. Desert Island? No, track meet. Track meet. You need somewhere you can meet people.
No, it's for running.
Because he wants to roll a ball around, you wouldn't run.
Alright, I don't know what track meet means because that's an American thing, but I'll just have a quick look.
Kind of important to know, isn't it?
Yeah. What is the meaning of track meet? A series of athletic contests such as running, jumping, and usually including most track and field events. So yeah, it's athletics is what it means.
Right, so how about we do it on here, because then we have a combination of beach sports where I could do volleyball and non-beach sport.
Track meet is like a decathlon, like a Muscle Beach gym. Yeah, I think that's kind of what you've gone for.
I'm kind of going for. Muscle Beach sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Although I do kind of like the idea of jail, even if you snubbed it.
Oh, I didn't say that you couldn't do that.
You snubbed it.
In prison, I'm sure there is lots of necessity to get swole because otherwise you'll get shanked. You know.
Yeah.
You've got lots of spare time in prison. There's not much else to do, so you might as well do workouts and athleticism. So yeah, no, I can totally see that.
Right. So beach sports you'd probably do in summer.
Definitely in summer.
So let's do that then. Right.
Alright, so next category for the Game Awards, Best Narrative. For outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Deathloop, It Takes Two, Life is Strange True Colors, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Psychonauts 2. I'm kind of surprised that It Takes Two is in the best narrative category because...
It's literally a story. The whole game is a story.
Yeah, it's kind of lame though, right? Like,
no?
I think the inventiveness of It Takes Two is because of the setting, not necessarily because of the story itself. Like, yeah, okay, so two parents get transformed into, like, miniature toys. It's an interesting narrative, but the only real point of the narrative is to make the minigames to play with.
Led by a book.
Yeah, it's led by a story.
A book of love!
Yeah, but I would not say the story of It Takes Two is its strong point. It's the gameplay is the strong point, right? Or at least that's in my opinion. So for this one, I'd probably say it would be Deathloop, depending on how the narrative goes and the time loops. But maybe Psychonauts 2 as well. I don't know. Not Muscle Beach Gym, not like that. I was just commenting on the beach area. Muscle Beach Gym is literally an outdoor gym on the beach in Long Beach. Sometimes famous people exercise there.
Is there not a TV show about it?
I think there is, actually. I seem to remember there being something to do with that. It's the birthplace of the US physical fitness boom in Santa Monica. Started in 1934 with predominantly gymnastic activities. You can work out at Muscle Beach all you want, and strangers will probably root and cheer you on during your workout. Your only expense is the $100 that you owe to the landlord every month for the room and board. There is no free entry to Muscle Beach. Alright, no, that's to the actual gym itself. Arnold Schwarzenegger worked out at Muscle Beach, Venice.
That's probably one thing.
Yeah. In 1989, the city of Santa Monica officially rededicated the original Muscle Beach, and today it serves gymnasts, acrobats, and youths with extensive gymnastics training regime area. Okay, well. Yeah, Muscle Beach Gym is an actual place in the US. But yeah, we're not from the US, so we wouldn't know that. I've been there several times, says 007, as one of the tourists not working out. I can't really imagine, like, working out in an outdoor public space. Like, obviously, you go to a gym and you're working out in public, right? Because, you know, they've got the equipment. Going to a beach and doing it... you could just not go to a gym. Speaking of, I need to start doing Ring Fit Adventure again.
You do not. Fine.
I don't think you'd have hearts.
What?
Not a bench on a gym. Well, outdoor gym. What would they have? Yeah, I think that fits better. Volleyball kind of stuff.
Blue.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah?
Yeah, you got your teams, you can do competitions, things like that.
Okay, so...
You're not going to get it exactly right, I don't think.
No, but I need this side to be on this side and this side to be on this side.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, supporting the correct team. Okay, so that's my volleyball. Do you put anything else on? Like
towels, if they do towels. You do an outdoor shower? The fountain, maybe? Drinking fountain? But, I don't know.
Drinking fountain outside?
Well, yeah, it's like, you've got, if you go left one, down, there. It's it's like the thing where you wash your feet from the sand and stuff like that, but, I don't know. Oh yeah, director's chair fits quite nicely with that. As well, you want it to be higher up, but doesn't really matter either way, I don't think.
Well, I only really have one choice with that, don't I? So
director.
Like I can't put it.
No, you can't do anything else with that, really.
Higher because I don't have actual umpires.
No.
I do have beach towel, but I don't think that I want beach towels right now because it's a gym, isn't it? Like I don't want to.
Well, you might get like spectators, you know, watching from afar.
Not from that far though, would you?
No, I guess not.
Okay, so what else can we put outside?
Well, you had the climbing frame thing that saw before.
What climbing?
So I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere in.
There are bathroom stalls. Was that what you were talking about?
I guess that would fit better than the other one. Maybe?
So if I do this like this,
a bit of privacy.
Then we could do like sort of changing. So like have.
Yeah, that works.
Don't know if there's enough space in there though.
There might not be actually, now you think about it. I don't Right, so next category is
So that's better, isn't it?
Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank. So, creative vision and innovation in direction and design. I would say all of these games are fairly innovative. Maybe not Ratchet and Clank, because it's just like a standard AAA and they're just sort of showing off the power of the PlayStation 5. It Takes Two, there's quite a lot of inventiveness there with all the different mini games. Deathloop itself is based around the looping mechanic. Returnal being a science fiction style roguelike. I don't think it'll win Best Game Direction, but it's a good contender. And Psychonauts 2, I'm not sure about that. Maybe not. I don't know if it's got enough to it to win for Best Game Direction. I think there was a sync, yeah. Whereabouts? Me neither. That's Best Game Direction. And then the final category for the Game Awards is Game of the Year. Recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields.
Oh, hang on though. That's bathroom stall. I think that's toilet. So.
Well, yeah.
I think that the shower booth is better.
There, that's the actual changing.
So.
Oh, is that? Oh, it's going to be too big to fit two in, isn't it? I suppose you would put it like in the corner, wouldn't you?
Like that?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh,
I think these are wrong. I need to get some different partitions.
Yeah, with a bit more privacy kind of thing.
No, like, I just think that it's a bit weird doing it right way around.
I mean, to be fair, you wouldn't be going on a climbing frame right next to a toilet.
Well, maybe you wouldn't.
No, I certainly wouldn't, no. So yeah, so games considered for Game of the Year: Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank, and Resident Evil Village. So for some reason, they put 6 games in this category rather than usually 5.
So you think put something like this? No.
No, Wave Break is too big.
Too big!
Too big.
Oh,
that's where the frame is. So go up 2. You need to go back to the menu for furniture and then go up 2. That's the one that I would say is an outdoor gym.
Oh,
thing.
okay. So what you would put these where, like here, or like?
Well, I think on the sand because it's solid frame.
Yeah, but the whole thing is the volleyball thing.
All right, well then go with the volleyball.
I think I like the volleyball best on there.
Okay.
Because I think otherwise it gets too much, doesn't it?
Sure. Yeah.
There it is.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So, thinking that this all rotates.
I don't know if you can.
I'm just going to quickly get rid of those and that.
Nope, too wide.
I kind of want it in there.
Mm.
Maybe I'll put it inside. Sorry, I'm not talking very much, am I?
Yeah. Well, I was thought you were gonna sort of explain your thought process as to what you were doing, but
I don't have.
You're not gonna be able to put those directly next to each other, yeah. So, yeah, Game of the Year. So Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. So I would say, personally, I would like It Takes Two to win this because I think it was the best game of the year. I would be happy with Metroid Dread winning as well, just because it's good to have Metroid be recognized as a, franchise with a good game. And Dread is very good, so, I'm pleased that it is. Oh, you can just move the house.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'll put the toilets now.
Ah, I see. Fair enough.
I'm trying to think of like hygiene.
I have a feeling that Deathloop will probably win Game of the Year. Just because Resident Evil Village, I mean, Resident Evil's kind of had a resurgence, and, you know, Resident Evil Remake 2, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake. I think there's probably a bit of fatigue with Resident Evil games. Psychonauts 2 is kind of like, again, like a critics' darling, media darling kind of thing. I don't think it's got enough for winning Game of the Year. Ratchet & Clank has got the big AAA studio backing, maybe. So that could be another one, but I think it's between Deathloop, It Takes Two, and Metroid Dread. But probably Deathloop for me. And that is it. We have covered all of the game nominees for the Game Awards for this year.
I feel like you covered them a bit. I didn't
Well,
think too much.
I've got the thing up on the screen here, so, you know, like, you're not going to be able to sort of view them all in the same way that I can.
Well, also, you know a lot more about games. I kind of just play games. I don't really do...
I think the most input you've had on the games are the anticipated games, because we're not playing many games, to be honest, and it's the stuff that we're excited about that we're like, oh yeah, Elden Ring, oh yeah, Breath of the Wild 2, ooh, ooh, ooh. But, you know, it's perfectly understandable.
We can't even play any of that, anyway.
We can't play what?
Oh no, is Elden Ring coming out on... I think we've had this conversation.
Elden Ring is coming out on PlayStation 4, so we still do not need to buy a PlayStation 5. Not that we could anyway. Just gonna double check. PlayStation 5? Yeah, I like that. PlayStation 5 Disc Edition for £650 on eBay with a picture of Heinz beans. I don't know why.
Oh, where's the screens? I'm sure there's screens.
Are they partitions?
No, they're just screens.
I'm not sure then.
I haven't got anything to cover this place with then. Unless I put lockers to cover it. Oh, to be fair though, lockers is probably a good idea to have on the beach anyway, isn't it?
Oh yeah, because you want to put your stuff away to make sure it's, you know, protected. Safe.
You think like this?
I think the layout of the house needs to move. Like, it needs to change orientation.
Really?
I would say so.
Orientation, you can't?
You can't change
it has to face this way.
Oh. I don't know about that then. Like,
There's nothing I can do about that.
I don't know. I'd probably put the house towards the back then, maybe? But, I'll let you decide that one, because it's an ugly one.
It's an awkward thing, unless I put the house on the beach. But I don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
I wish you could change the orientation of it. I think that's alright. What do you think?
Sure, yeah. It's your design. So, you can buy... Hang on, can you buy this? No, stock alerts. So you can't buy this. It's out of stock. That's why. So I'm just looking whether PlayStation 5s are in stock in the UK, and it's like, I don't know. So, opening up orders to buy directly from Sony, that would be nice.
How's that?
Oh yeah, it looks a little bit better with the fence there, yeah. Nope, out of stock on Sony's store. Black Friday may be coming up fast, but don't expect any discounts on them. Can't even buy the thing.
Buy what thing?
PlayStation 5. Oh, hang on. Argos? Are they in stock in Argos?
That way? No, they're never in stock.
Alright. Game has the PlayStation 5 pre-order available for the 29th of November of this year for £450. It's like, huh. So it's a pre-order. It's not even like, oh yeah, it's a game you can, it's a, you know, a console you can just buy. Oh, hang on, is that the disc version or not? Didn't even let me pick it. Right, here we go. You try and pre-order it and it just Go to buy now. Just let me go to the console, please. No, out of stock in game. Okay, fine. Argos, PlayStation 5 is currently unavailable.
Okay, there we go. So now the area is cordoned off because you know you can't not really, can you?
Yeah. Wait. You want to have a bit of space, don't you?
Hmm?
So you're expecting people to just sort of duck underneath the rope?
No, because I don't want them to go in. You would take the rope off if you were umpire or player.
To be honest, I'd just have the beach free and open for everyone.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, are you doing spectator stands?
Yeah.
Right, I thought you were doing like subs benches or, you know.
No, I haven't
quarters.
done. Although
No.
you make a good point. I should probably first up.
Yeah.
Do you think that I should do a bench that looks this in here,
Yeah, I would say so.
like that?
Yeah. That works. You're not
Or
going
do
to
you
put it
think I should
in
put
line
it
with the chair?
over here? No, because the umpire got to watch the match.
Okay.
What do you think? Over here or over here?
Why is the umpire's chair like off to the side?
Where else am I going to put it?
Next to the net?
Over there. For
Yeah, that makes sense. The scoreboard doesn't need to be like close.
So you would put this.
Yeah, right next to the
here.
net and facing maybe one down.
I don't know if I can. Oh, there, like that.
Maybe one down because it looks like it's out of line. Yeah, it's out of line. There you go. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
there.
what I would do. They're getting their feet tickled by the sea.
So, do you think I should put any plants?
Hmm?
I'm not sure if I'm feeling plants.
No, I don't think so. It's a beach. You wouldn't have plants on the beach. Here you go, £450. Thank you very much for the generous donation, 007.
What?
It's not actually £450. They've just used the bits cheer motes.
Okay, I didn't know that was a thing. You just made me like, what?
No, I'm just literally repeating what they've said. Here you go, £450. It's not having the money that's the problem. It's having the thing actually be in stock. Like John Lewis, £450 out of stock. Curry's. Where's Curry's? Shop PlayStation 5. No results found. Like,
I've got a proper sore eye. Sorry if I'm squinting.
oh, don't worry about it. The problem isn't the fact that a PlayStation 5 is expensive. I mean, it is expensive, and, you know, currently, I don't think there is enough of a case to say, oh yeah, you should totally buy a PlayStation 5. When the reason is that most of the games that are on PlayStation 5 are coming out on PlayStation 4 as well. Okay.
What do you think? No?
I would put like not underneath the benches. Well, because it's going to be cold on people's feet. They're already in the grass.
Dirt?
Oh? You want it to be plain grass, I would say.
Put, like...
Yeah, probably that actually. That's like a smooth dirt, isn't it?
Like compacted dirt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably closer to what I'd say.
Like that.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like they need to move back a bit now.
Because they're not level.
I can't go any further.
Oh.
Like that. What do you think?
I would have it closer to the edge of the beach.
Yeah, but I can't put dirt there.
Right? So? That's a fault of the game, it's not a fault of your designing of the game.
What's it like? Sorry, I'm being really oddly specific,
No,
I know.
it's fine. You're designing it the way you want to design it. Here you go, £2,500 scalper prices. Well, actually, if we look on eBay, what are they going for?
I'm happy with the
currently?
outside now.
And now to do the prison.
We have to actually... Well, I don't know if I can do a prison. We'll see. You really don't like the idea, do you?
No, I think it's fine.
Which means you don't.
Yeah. So PlayStation 5's digital editions are going for £600.
Yeah, I need to use traffic cone.
The disc versions are going for £700. And this is including like £26 postage as well.
Man, it's like in my eye.
Yeah.
Was that scalpers though?
Oh yeah, of course it's scalpers. But to be fair, if you want a PlayStation 5, chances are you'll probably pay £600 for a PlayStation 5 compared to, you know, the $450 it normally is. And this is all next day edition, trusted seller, multiple reviews, blah blah blah. So it's like, it's kind of disgusting in some ways. Like, people have shown off images of how many PlayStation 5s they've got, and they're selling it for a £150 markup.
Man, get away with it.
I mean, look at this! Look at this! Look how many there are!
They're all empty boxes. Sell them with bricks in.
Yeah, they could be empty boxes as well.
They just sell them with bricks in. That's what they do.
20 PlayStation 5s there, and the mix of digital and
because they
disc.
allowed it.
Yeah, you know, I think Sony should have been like a, you know, one per customer kind of thing.
They did, but the problem is they had lots of people do the same thing. To go to different
Well, the thing
places.
is that the way to make sure you limit it is to be one per customer, and you must verify it with a phone number. So, you know, people don't have tons and tons of phone numbers to say, oh yeah, I'm a single person, I need to have this. That's how you avoid people scalping it, but they're just, most of the time they don't care because it's like, you know, they get the same amount of money no matter what.
Wow, really? Only a tent? Circus! That's what he wants. He wants a circus.
I agree, scalpers don't contribute anything to society. They have bots and lots of different credit cards. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to be a scalper, chances are you're probably going to go to as many, like, different lengths possible to try and be like, oh, I'm going to get as many as I can. And you will probably set up, like, I will have different phone numbers, I'll have burner phones, I'll have different addresses, I'll have whatever it is that they say, you know, should limit it. But it would stop people doing it casually, like saying, oh yeah, I've got an order for a PlayStation 5. I might just make that like 3 or 4 and just sell the rest on for a bit of profit. Why not? Why not? But yeah, there are ways that the publishers could limit it to be like, yep, one person per thing. You only get it if you confirm that you are an actual person. But like I said, they get the same amount of money no matter what. They don't care. Oh, you're doing an audience.
Okay.
Not bad, not bad. Surely they would have, like, bleachers. The audience would be sat in the bleachers, right?
What's the bleachers?
Oh, it's the... You know in, you know, American football games? They have, like, stands, layered benches, basically.
I don't have any way to layer things, though. Like a stand or anything. Although I could put them on... I don't know if I can put them on boxes, actually. Let's try and see if I can put one on a box.
Yeah.
If I
So,
can.
bleachers, which is North American, or stands are raised, tiered rows of benches found at sports fields and spectator events.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. So, let me try and find the proper box. I've probably just gone straight past it. There's the box, pile of boxes. Alphabetical. On up. Grrr! Oh, we need to get this scene too.
Well, it's probably the game, not the controller. You probably want to sort if you want to do it alphabetically. Alphabetical!
Not for your own good.
Who's too smart for your own good sometimes?
You.
Me? I wouldn't have thought so.
At me.
Nobody cares that much if people are scalping things in person. They had to camp out of the store for hours. In that case, you were paying for a line, which is okay.
I can't see the cardboard boxes anywhere, so I don't think...
Oh no, I can't see them either.
I can only see the big tall ones, and I think they are going to be not able to be there on top. To be fair, before...
Oh yeah.
That's right though. Could you have a look online to see whether we can put chairs on top of anything in Animal Crossing? Because it'll save me a lot of time.
Chairs on top of things.
Yeah, I can't seem to put that on top.
Is there a list of items you can put things on top of? Anything that's a table, you can put stuff on top.
But can I put a chair on top? That's the question.
There is a list. Have a look at this.
See, I can't seem to put that on top of that. Great.
Ooh, there's no real answer to this because someone's got an FAQ which lists all of the different furniture items, but it's not saying whether you can actually stack them on top of things.
I don't think you can.
So I don't think you can. And yeah, so when you had to physically go to a store to pick up a console, like going to somewhere that had a midnight launch, for example, was a very common thing, right? And you end up paying that person to stay in line for you, and then you pick up the item afterwards. It's like, yeah, I agree with 007. That's fine, really, because it's like you're paying for the convenience of not having to wait out that long. And the other person's getting money literally just to stand somewhere. You know?
Yeah, well, you're employing someone for that, but
yeah.
The other ways it's not.
But online ordering is just like, yeah, I'm going to make sure that nobody can buy the thing that I want to buy, and then I'm going to try and make money off it.
Yes.
But people like to hoard things and make money off it. Like, you saw it with toilet paper and hand sanitizer at the start of the pandemic. It's just like, well, I hope that's all been useful for you over the next year and a bit as you use your
but then, like,
throne of toilet paper.
The person that was joyriding our car had loads of toilet paper and they were selling that out the back and stuff like that. We're gonna need.
I mean, that's just people being dumb, isn't it?
We're gonna need a bear.
Oh, that's that kind of circus. I see. Wait, hang on. You having a bear? This is a game where all the villagers are animals.
Yep.
Why are you putting Groucho in a cage? How mean of you. But yeah, so bottom line is we are probably not going to get a PlayStation 5 for a while, but that is okay because most of the games are coming out on PlayStation 4 anyway, or at least the majority of the ones that we care about.
Okay, so what color bars should I have? Rusted iron?
No, that makes it feel like a prison.
Silver.
You probably have black or silver, yeah. Maybe black's too dark.
I think silver.
Yeah.
Right. Where is the vicious bear?
The vicious mama bear. You
Let's see
you don't
if
even
we've
get the
got panda.
papa bear.
We have panda there.
Probably not, no.
A,
And
B, C, D, F, G,
007
H, I, J.
has redeemed Make Me Dab. I hope this applies to the both of you. Yeah, we can both do a dab.
How do you do it? What's it? Is it into the, or is it? Where?
You don't know how to do a dab?
No, I've never done one before. I'm so uncool.
Such a boomer. To be fair, dabbing as a thing is like a few years old now, and I don't think anybody does dabs anymore, to be honest. But we can do.
Where's the dab? I've not got one.
To be fair, we both should have done it in opposite directions. So I do it where my arms point to the.
Is it? You do it opposite, like that?
Yeah, like that.
that.
That's why you've got the image of the guy doing a dab to hide the pain, and he's like crying in his elbow.
Oh.
Do it, and I'll clip it. Well, we've done it a couple of times, so there you go.
If we can do it again if you want.
Oh, yeah.
Panda, 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 panda.
In fact,
panda.
if Pimmsy does a dab far enough down, you'll be able to see the cat in the background as well.
Well, like that.
No, your arm's actually covering it. Never mind. Why are you trying to just smell your armpit?
I don't know how to dab.
The dab has to be like properly into your elbow.
Like that.
And you just change it how deep you want to go. Like,
we're cool. Like us.
But yeah, like I said, dabbing as a thing is quite old now. How to do a dab. Go on, let's see. How to do a dab.
No, there's not. Surely.
What do you mean?
Surely there's not a thing. Why is there no pandering here? I have a panda.
Well, hang on, here we go.
I guess we're going to have to go for Mama Bear.
Here's a wiki how. You lift your arms out to the sides. Raise up both of your arms so they're going straight out from your shoulders. Then bend one arm in towards your body as if you're preparing to sneeze into your hand. Keep the other arm straight. Tuck your head down. Next, tuck your forehead down towards the arm that is bent and touch your forehead to your elbow area as if you're sneezing into your sleeve or dabbing sweat off of your brow. Keep the other arm straight. Straighten out your arm after you dab your forehead on it. Bang your head into your elbow. After you bring your head in towards your elbow, you can do a quick head bang motion or two before you straighten out your arm and switch sides. Just quickly jolt your head forward towards your elbow. Head banging is generally considered safe, but keep in mind it can cause injuries if you do it too hard. You can always skip the head bang motion if you have concerns. And then you just switch sides and repeat multiple times, move around. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been one for
being cool. Did I lie?
No, you didn't.
No, didn't think so. It's like 3 years old at this point. In meme years, that's just like ancient history, isn't it? Like, what is the current dance move? Hang on, what is most popular dance move 2021? What is the current trend?
You call me the boomer?
Yes, you are a boomer. Oh, it's got to be a TikTok dance of some sort, doesn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, let's see. Right. So.
Because I remember the one a few years back, which was where you go and then you like shake.
Oh, I'm having to watch TikTok videos rather than people just putting GIFs on. Just put a GIF of it. So much quicker to view it.
Ugh. I need a bike for the bear to ride. What does he want? See, I can do a truck in here, but I can't do it at my house. Okay.
Okay, someone's doing the whole shack shimmy, but I've never seen this one before, so it can't be that popular.
Shack shimmy. They're not a bike on here.
That was literally the only one that had a video, so none of those must be popular. Okay. Let's have a look. TikTok dance moves you can learn at home. The City Rock. Alright, let's have a look at the City Rock. Nope, never seen that, so that's again not anything to be wanting to try and emulate. Okay, whatever. The Whoa. What's the Whoa? No, again. Most of these are probably just in time with the music rather than like dance moves that are actually cool. Like, there's a reason why.
Do you think these or plastic benches?
I would say the chairs you've already got. Plastic benches for outside. Like, there's a reason why the Fortnite dances are like in Fortnite is because they are popular dances from TV shows, but they're not necessarily related to the music that they are dancing to. Like the Fortnite, the one that is from Scrubs, because like they did it.
The How I Met Your Mother one is as well. That's the How I Met Your Mother one's quite popular.
How I Met Your Mother what?
When Barney gets married to.
There's a dance he does. Barney dance. How I Met Your Mother.
Danced with Robin at the wedding.
Oh, hang on. No, again. Oh no, Pimmsy, no! Don't do this to me.
What?
That's 8 years old.
No.
I'm trying to look.
Oh,
I'm trying to
no.
look for 2021.
Sorry.
Swag bounce. No, that's nothing. Whatever.
I don't think I have anything that I can use as a whip. So what else would you have in a circus? I have taming the animals.
Okay. Gangster walk is basically just stepping in place.
Rob,
Sure.
what would you have in a circus?
Trampoline, bungees, not tripwires. High wires, tight ropes, parallel bars, pommel horse, juggling, fire breathing,
Fire I might
knife
have.
throwing.
I might have fire.
Oh, some of these dance names are terrible as well. The Smees. Nope. Nope.
I suppose I could do exercise balls on this side.
Sure. Juggling balls.
I haven't got any elephants.
The bust down is the closest I can think of that is actually not just a cringy dance move, but yeah. Oh, what's this? What's this? Come on, this must have an actual... Right, the Cosby walk I think is probably the closest to a viral dance thing. Again, it's not really dancing, but because it's named after Cosby. Let's have a look, see. Is it actually no, it doesn't actually mention if it's from Bill Cosby or not, but oh well, never mind. But you're right, we're just boomers. We are referencing thing pre-pandemic. We are super ancient. The dance scene from How I Met Your Mother.
Cool.
Robin dance scene, How I Met Your Mother. Because it's specifically the Barney one, right?
Yeah.
Because Robin's got her everyone go to the mall thing. Da-da-da-da.
No, I meant the one where they get married. But How I Met Your Mother's quite old now anyway, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Started in 2008, I think.
Oops, shit.
Alright, let's have a watch of this.
Whee! Oh, they look more like circus balls, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do different colours?
Nah, you can't do them.
Watermelon!
Hang on, don't we know someone who's going to do the Barney and Robin dance scene at their wedding? Oh, okay.
I don't think they are. I know who
Did they rethink it?
I just think that he wants to have a serious wedding and she's like,
I want it to be fun! It's my wedding, goddammit.
I am sure I had fire. How do I find...
Is it fire or campfire? Or fire pits?
It's a flamethrower.
Oh. Are you sure you had a flamethrower?
Yes, because I had it in wrestling.
But you just went past FL, so...
Oh, did I? I think it's...
Flamethrower.
I know, but I couldn't see it. That's
No,
why.
it's not there. So, you know, you can't say either way, to be honest.
Could you find out what the fire thing is? Got one.
Happy Homes.
Fire.
Paradise.
It looks like a column. I'm sure there's fire. Used it.
No results. I don't think there is anything with fire.
There is. I used it. I could show you the pictures, but I don't know.
Fire furniture?
No, it's well, yeah, it's furniture, but I think it might be flamethrower, that's what I'm saying.
I'll just search for furniture and it didn't come up.
Oh, no. Let's go on here. I'm sure it's flame. Yeah, stage flame. Oh,
Stage
stage. An S then. EQRS.
EUV. X, Y, and Z.
Stage flame. Stage?
There's no STs. There's no STs.
Stage flame.
Oh, you're talking about the thing you use in the wrestling stuff. Right, okay.
Did I just say that?
No, you didn't. You said you used it previously, but you didn't say it was wrestling.
I'm sure I said wrestling.
Did you? Okay. Whatevs. Whatevs.
I think I'm going crazy.
I didn't say that. Ah.
Cool. Okay.
How's it going?
So, then on.
Fire. I assume the bicycle is the closest thing you've got to a miniature bike.
Yes.
Yeah. Woo.
Oh, they don't actually.
Well, I would have thought that the confetti don't like consistently go off. So.
Right. Okay. So on here, my idea is. I'm sorry I'm taking so long to do these. I just.
Ah, that's fine. We'll probably make this the last one before we go to bed because I've got work in the morning. You do too, but you know you can decide to be like, oh, you know, I'll just go after lunchtime.
Make it out like I just doss about doing my job.
No, you're right. You're right.
And I'm actually
Yeah,
today,
you're looking after the baby.
I'm
which
leaving
is
right
very
after
important.
I've done Elliot anyway.
Okay.
It's breakfast. Is it breakfast?
Fill them up with porridge, fruit.
It's so lovely. Okay. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Now, do I put stage lights? Can I put... Yeah.
Yep.
Studio
Spotlight.
or stylish?
I think the studio fits better for the theme of a circus.
Thing.
Yeah. I would say so. Because the stylish one is more like a ooh la la. But this is like, you want to actually make sure that showing a spotlight on the thing you're supposed to pay attention to. Which is the cruel and dehumanizing sort of torture of the bear. And yes, I did say dehumanizing for an animal, but it's because they are animal villagers.
Come on.
What?
Rotate! Yeah? That.
Yeah.
Two stage areas.
That works.
That's a fire hazard.
They're all fire hazards.
That's literally under the flames, so I'm gonna put it one over. That's better. Yay! Okay, cool. What do you think?
No, it looks good. It looks like a circus.
He has balls to roll around. That was his only requirement.
Wait, don't you need to actually have the exercise ball out?
It is out.
It doesn't have to be in the house.
Nope.
Okay.
It's outside. Oh, and I put the traffic cone behind.
Hold up a sec.
What?
Nico.
Gonna tell me about another floor, isn't he?
Supervisor to designer conversation. You got a sec? Fuck all the furniture. Different effects. Ooh. What are the effects?
I think you can put dust.
Sparkle Blast! Oh, you can put smoke machine. Oh, I guess it's not smoke.
I still think that would work.
What's the one to the left of it?
Oh.
Oh.
The one to the left is dust.
Beam shine.
Yeah, I think this would be
Press L on something and then...
that. I could do it to like...
I would have thought steam would be better. Because that's like cold effect, isn't it?
thing.
Try the steam one. Is that the steam effect?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think that looks better than the cold effect. Because it looks more like actual smoke.
You think?
I would say so.
I didn't see much point in doing the sparkles.
Well, what other options have you got? You could try them all out and see what they look like.
Well, I saw somebody on TikTok put a custom one. And they
So
did
custom designs of Vex, yeah.
sprites.
Ooh, yeah.
Which is
that
cute.
works.
Fuzzy
bubs.
I think that's
Mm-hmm.
good. I could do like paw prints around the bear.
Mm.
But I haven't really got anything that
Would be
think...
an effect, yeah. You probably have to take some time to search what other people have done already.
Yeah, like you could put butterflies and stuff around plants.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is good.
Yeah. It's ready!
What do you think?
I think it's good.
Yeah. I like it! I have forgotten what button.
For taking photos, it's plus. Oh, it's a bit of a shame you can't see him looking at the actual thing.
Yeah. It's bad angles.
Mm.
Come on, give us a better angle. Give us a better.
I'm not gonna do it.
So, out of those two, which do you think?
Well, do you want the picture of the place or the picture of him?
I got that one.
I think the one on the left looks better. The other one, it's like it's of him and he's making an expression, but it's just blurry. Everything else. That's the thing I don't get. Is why they made it so blurry for things off in the distance. Safe travels.
Don't know. Do you think he's going to give me the surface floor? Because everybody else is going to.
Probably, yeah.
Flooring is boring.
Welcome back. Hope it went well. You've earned 12,000 Poké.
It's ramping up. It started with 6,000, now it went 9,000, and then it went 12,000.
Take
I'm
it
not
easy.
really doing that much different.
No, there's just a natural progression. You will get more Poké for doing more homes.
We'll do this again though, another time.
Oh yeah, yeah. When we can do the villages.
Yeah, because I'm going to do some more houses tomorrow, but I'm not going to do it on stream tomorrow. But on the day after, we might have enough to do some because I think I've got 12 now.
Well, you got up to 10 after doing one, and then you did another 2. So you're right, you've done 12. You need to do another 8 to get the villages, the amiibo up. But no, that was a pretty successful Happy Home Paradise thing. I've got a good look at what you can actually do in it. So yeah, I think I know what to expect from this now. I don't think I'll get this myself, but you know.
Well, you could just play it on mine. I don't think
I don't think I'll do that either. No. I'm just not that bothered about designing homes for people.
I am.
Interior design is not my thing.
It would be my profession if I could.
Yeah. So.
If I could choose any profession, I would totally design houses all day, every day. Did I show you my school?
Yes, you showed off the school.
I didn't show everybody else. I showed you it.
No, you showed off the art painting thing.
The art school is different.
Oh.
She requested art school.
Oh, okay. So is this what you designed yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. What are all these people doing in here?
They're at school. The teacher. Oh, sorry. This is.
Okay. A
Nice.
plumeria start.
All the students are wearing uniforms.
True. Yeah.
He's dressed as a professor.
Mm.
He's a professor.
With a bowl cut. Ah, they did you dirty. Actually, no, you did yourself dirty. You're an adult.
He's got a wiggly face because he's anxious all the time, just like real professors.
Cool. Right, well, I think we will call the stream there. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Hope you enjoyed having Pimmsy do her Happy Home Paradise DLC designs. Had a lot of fun with it. I'll make sure this goes up onto YouTube at some point. RiggyRob and Pimmsy Play. So the link is in the chat now. I'll probably just upload the entire stream rather than try and be like, oh, this is the first house, this is the second, this is the third. Just because it makes more sense, because we talked about the Game Awards throughout the whole thing, and it's basically like a video podcast and stuff. So yeah, that's at YouTube, RiggyRob Pimmsy Play. You can follow us on Discord and Twitter as well to talk about things there. Has Pimmsy designed this place that you can't actually walk around in it? I think she has. Oh dear. Never mind. I'm sure she'll take the time to fix that. At least you can walk around in the actual house. And yeah, so we try and stream Mondays when what? Tent wall. Oh, it wasn't the floor.
That was so close, though. Come on.
I think I would have preferred the flooring, to be honest, because it looks more interesting.
I think I have that already.
Oh, okay. Well,
so let's have a look. Hang on. What is it? It was called circus floor.
Circus flooring, or yeah, something like that. Yeah, we try and stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
I don't already.
Haven't done a Sunday stream for a while. I should probably change the YouTube banner at this point, but I don't know. I might decide to do something else with that. So, who are we going to raid? That's a good question, 007.
Oh wait, hang on. Let's have a look.
Who should we raid?
I want to raid one of my people.
I don't know. That's fine.
One
are
of
they
my
online?
peoples. Ben is.
You got a name?
Brutal Ben, like this.
Brutal Ben. Oh, jeez. Okay.
All right, don't then.
No, it's not that. It's like it's not a simple spelling. It's.
Or Keeby is doing Legend of Zelda, so that's a good one.
So how many Y's is that?
Keeb and 4 Y's.
So Keeb 1 2 3 4. All right, we'll raid Keeby.
You ready?
Right, we're ready to go in 5 seconds or so.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye.